Hiya! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Happy Friday, my people. Get ready for Snowmageddon. It's going to be fun. We're all going to be locked in, nestled in our homes. Listen, Snowbound is great. Let's spend a couple days snowbound. All day Sunday, it's going to just snow. From 1 o'clock in the morning, Saturday into Sunday, all day through the two football games, and into all the way to 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday into Monday. So, and it's looking like anywhere roughly around 20 inches of snow, which is going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, a good morning and a special good morning to the 10-9-8 76ers. Clap your hands. Play it. Play the song, baby. What a win last night. That was great. We saw Embiid. Look at this. Now, I want to get in my Maxey love because it's always Maxey love. But let's start with the big fella. Let's start with JoJo. What a game last night. He played 46 minutes. He grabbed 15 rebounds. So he had, what a night. 32 points, 15 boards, 10 dimes, because the ball goes through him. It went through him. And he was able to maneuver, found the open man. What a game by the big fella. And, he looked obviously, the stats didn't lie. He looked the best that he has. Like, the offense had a great look to it. It was really good. Good basketball game. And, of course, Maximus. He had 10 points at halftime and just took over. It was Maxey time, man. Fourth quarter's Maxey time. He just delivers. And the game should have been over. When the refs, you got to change that call, dude. You got to be able to look at it. It was a clear goaltend. Jules, do we have it? Can we play this? Look at this. Look at this goal. Obvious. Maxey with the game winner. Come on.
Clearly hits the backboard first. Clearly hits the backboard
first. Yes. Look.
That's got to be a bucket. Oh,
yes, it's got to be a bucket.
Most definitely.
But then they go, no, you can't look at it. You got to have the time.
Hits the
what a joke.
That's
good. The game should have been over. But justice reigned in South Philadelphia as the Sixers win in overtime. And Tyrese finishes with 36. 36 for Maximus. What a game. That's a great win. Great win. A very good Rockets team. And they won it. And it was, again, Embiid was you get that kind of Embiid, everybody healthy. And let me give some props and love. Who's my man who tweeted you today?
Oh, let me see this name. It's a very unique name. He is, or they are, the degenerate formerly known as Goose.
All right, the degenerate formerly known as Goose. This is for you, baby. Kelly Oubre. Fabulous game. Fabulous floor game from Kelly. All right? I got no problem giving love to Kelly. He plays like that every night. I'm with you guys. Like, play like that, man. I'm down. But it was just a really good night, man. It was really good basketball. It makes you excited for possibilities. Look, if he could somehow play, again, we know the deal. We've said this forever, but, going into the year hey, you never know. If you can get him to play, and it's all about whether or not his body holds up. If his body holds up, they can win the East. That's how crazy it is. But before you get nuts, VG, his body's got to get that to hold up. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. But, listen, I love the way Paul George is playing. Again, I think Paul George fit in nicely. I want to give Paul George some love today, too, because his floor game is really good. This is a good mix. This is a fun team. I know there's a lot of ifs, and they have, some issues defensively up top, rebounding the basketball. I get it. But if Embiid can give you what he gave you last night, along those lines, right? Like where he's active on the glass, where he's active in the middle. Like he looked really good. It's all about them. The shame of it is if this was the Embiid of 3-4 years ago, oh my God, they could play with OKC, right? Like if that's Embiid when Embiid was dropping 70, right? Like you got that Embiid now with Maxey the way he's rolling with the supporting cast, VJ, and you got that with Paul George playing well like that, it's scary. But listen, they're fun. It was a fun game last night. And it's always when you least expect it. So I'm trying not to expect it because it's always when you least expect it, something miraculous happens. I give you 2017 Eagles. And the miracle, as the brain would say, says miracle, the miracle of Nick Foles. Like, who knows? Maybe this is a spring of surprises. Maybe 2026, USA 250. We celebrate 250 years of America. Philadelphia as its first city, the capital. We dive into the colonial theme, the snake, right? The whole thing. Maybe this is the Sixers' year. We got lucky in 2017. We were owed that Super Bowl. And then, of course, last year, the whole thing was great. Maybe the Sixers time. I don't know. Again, listen, I'm getting way ahead of myself, but it's nice to dream after you watch just a wonderful game. And watching Embiid play that way, I hope, I really want to praise Joe today because I think he's had a great attitude this year. He went in, he handed the team off to Tyrese. He has said it publicly. This is Tyrese's team. He said it. So he's done all the right things. He's engaged. No mope. I don't see a mope. So he's played so well and his attitude's well. So I'm hoping, he deserves it, man. He deserves. I really hope he can stay healthy. I really do. So we'll talk some Sixers today. Very excited. Also, Declan Doyle, Bears OC. We brought him up yesterday. VG was all about Declan Doyle yesterday. I hear the Eagles like him. I hear, let's add Declan Doyle to the list of Kafka and Matt Nagy. So Declan Doyle's 29 years old. My only reservation is a couple things. One, if you're a hot coaching candidate, like a young, all of a sudden you did a year under Ben Johnson and Caleb looks great and you're getting some shine, do you leave now? Right? And do you go to the Eagles where there could be uncertainty with everything? I don't know that if I was advising Declan Doyle, it's a great place if you can come in and help fix it, but it is a risk. And I don't know, is it worth taking a risk? That's you got to answer stuff. The other thing is, is Jalen going to go, all right, now we have all these OCs, the dude has worked with just one OC after another, right? All shapes and sizes and everything else. So is now a 29-year-old, is Jalen going to go, is he going to take him serious? Is he going to go like, is Declan walk in? I do. We're gonna get you right, man. We got to get this thing done, that thing. Like, is that going to work? I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know Declan. Maybe he's got a command. Maybe, like, he could speak to Jalen and Jalen would buy it and go, hey, man, bright dude. Let's go. Let's try to do this thing together. I don't know. But it'll be interesting. He is a bright. I hear great things about him because I did some due diligence on him last night when I heard that they liked him. So, I mean, he's a bright dude. So we'll see. So lots to get to. We got the championship games on Sunday. I'll give you the brains pick a little later on. It's maybe some prop stuff to look at because we're going to be just sitting back and cozy watching football. Good morning, VG.
Hey, what's up, buddy? I feel great today. That win last night. Beats back. You're speaking my language. I heard Eastern Conference Finals coming out of your mouth. That's where I'm at, man. This is what I've waited. This is what we're one piece away. Just give us a little chip at the trade deadline, and we're Eastern Conference Final bound.
What is the chip? I just don't know what the chip is.
Someone to get some boards and maybe hit a stretch with a little bit of 3 action. Stretch 4. Just give me a little stretch 4.
I hear you on the glass. That's something you need. The only thing is, it's all going to hinge on Embiid.
Of course.
Like, I think they could win it. Like, if you have that team last night playing like that, they could get to the East. I mean, they could get through the East.
And that's the night where VJ and Paul George had off-night scoring.
Yeah.
They both contribute defensively.
But they both played well defensively.
Yeah.
That's what I need. Like, listen, Embiid and Maxey can shoulder the scoring. Your boy Oubre can score. And one thing he can do is score. And
he's my boy.
Right?
Yes.
Like, he can do that.
Yes.
Like, so they're going to be nice. There's going to be nice when the third guy will rotate between Edgecombe, George, Oubre. That's the beauty of having the depth that they have because 1 and 2 is in Maxey and Embiid. But Embiid's got to be the second guy, and Embiid's got to get 15 boards, but Embiid's got to sweep the glass.
10 boards would be nice. I think he enjoys not being the guy. I think he enjoys Maxey being the guy, and he is like a secondary role.
Yes.
I think Embiid likes it, and he's fallen into it really nice. And I think Paul George likes not being like the star.
Yes, I agree.
Everything looks good.
I agree. Do me a favor, VG, take it for just a second.
Yeah.
In your ode.
Oh.
Let's go to VG.
Yes. So Eastern Conference Finals are coming. I've been saying it. Sealski's made fun of me. Pat McClune's made fun of me. Now everyone is starting to believe what I've been selling. Ethan's with me, right, Ethan?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes, Ethan's with me. Embiid's going to be fine. I did get someone reached out to me on social media with a weird thing, and it kind of puts a damper on. It doesn't put a damper on it, but do you trade Embiid now? His trade value may never be higher. What do you think? No?
No.
Do you even put a feeler out? Oh,
no.
Yeah, I put a feeler out.
No,
yeah, I might put some
You-
feelers out.
You don't.
I may put feelers out.
What? Here's the problem. Listen, I get it, but who are you going to trade him to? Like this whole idea. Do you trade Embiid? No. What are you getting? You're not getting anything.
Yeah,
you're
just put it out there for fun. Just put it out there for fun. Someone threw it out there.
But it's not realistic. You just got to hope that Embiid can be like this. And listen, he's not going to go 30 triple-double every game.
And 45 minutes.
Right,
46.
46. Right? Like, he's not going to go triple-double. But if I can get this sort of production, they can get out of the East. Like, they can beat Detroit.
Yeah.
They can beat Boston.
I feel happy about
They
the
can beat
Sixers.
the Knicks.
And I feel happy about our man Declan. I was reading about that. He's like a phenom. We haven't had like a young, up-and-coming, like a McVay or anything like that. And I'm reading back. This guy went from a student assistant at Iowa for 2 years, and then suddenly, I don't even know how he gets on Sean Payton's radar. Sean Payton grabs him. He's an offensive assistant for 3 years, and then he becomes a tight end coach. And then when Ben Johnson's putting together his roster, he picks him at 28 to be the youngest offensive coordinator in the league. And I know he's not calling plays there, but he helps develop a game plan, which we haven't seen here in forever. He studies film. He puts a plan of attack, which we haven't seen here in a year or two. And Ben Johnson describes hiring him as someone who'll be extremely detail-oriented, organized, and structured to set the table and be willing to work late nights. There's nothing you don't like about Declan Doyle. So I think he would be my number one because he gives me a little bit of excitement. He seems like, he's like a hotshot young kid. And we haven't had that here. And I know he's only 29, but...
What do you mean you have a hot
dude,
shot?
I'm telling you, if Sean Payton's picking him,
that's what
Sean Payton...
Dude, relax.
No, I'm excited about it.
Stop.
No.
Stop acting.
I'm doiled up.
Like, I'm not telling you that I don't know. I don't know him. I hear good things about him.
Yeah.
So I do. But relax. Like, right off the bat, like, he hot shot.
Yeah.
Like, dude. Oh, do you learn a lesson?
No.
You thought Sirianni was a hot shot.
I was never a Sirianni
early
hot shot.
on, he's a young hot shot.
Early on, get out of here.
You're all hot shot.
Get out of here with Steve.
Your boy Nick.
It took me years to turn around on Nick, and then he stabbed me in the back.
Listen, I hear good things.
What I'm saying
about him
is, like, if you're just a student assistant, Sean Payton sees something in you to bring you on. Like, how's he even get on his radar? And then when Sean Payton goes away and he comes back, he seeks his kid out again. And then when Ben Johnson's putting together his first staff, he's like, I want this kid.
He's got a very good. I hear good things about him.
They're like two smart offensive minds.
Like, I hear good things about him. I do. You know, that's good. My only fear is, could a kid like him, could he reach Jalen? Like, is Jalen gonna take him serious?
I would think if the kid's got a good like work ethic and he's putting the time in.
If put yourself in Jalen's shoes for a second. You've had a million OCs. Mm-hmm. In all shapes, sizes, careers.
Yeah, but this is a kid. This guy's a guy his own age. They can relate together. They can go out. They can hang out. They can talk. They can bond.
That's not Jalen.
Not
what do you like?
So far, not.
That's not. No.
You underestimate the value of Declan Doyle.
I'm just pointing out, like, your reasons are stupid. God, I love you to death, but like, they see eye to eye. No.
They can relate.
Stop, relate. Listen, Jalen's around football his whole life. All right? Now, I hear good things about him. Like, I do. I hear good things about the guy. The only thing you have to worry about is Jalen going to take it serious? Like, is he going to go, you know, you know how many OCs I've had? Like, the one thing that I got to give Hurts, right? That you have to grade him sometimes on a curve, is he's had a million OCs.
It's unbelievable.
Like, that's too many. It's just too many offensive coordinators, too many voices, too many, fingerprints. You want to talk about chefs in the kitchen.
Every year.
Imagine. Go back to Dougie. He was here with Dougie.
It's every year. But, it's not stopping. He's going to get a new one. So get a guy he can relate to. They can go on road trips together. They can, hang out.
Oh, God. Oh,
man, the Declan and
Jalen
please.
The more you talk, the worse it gets. Stop. Yeah. They're going to go on a buddy. Like, you think this is a buddy movie. Stop. Just stop, please. See, would you sometimes you're like nails on a chalkboard. Like,
don't say like
when you talk sports, it's like, please. I have an important announcement to make. Well, I want to wish a wonderful happy birthday to our head of production. This is a big number for her, momentous number in her life. She is one of the greatest. We love her. One of the backbones at PHLY. Our head of production, Julia Hoff. Happy birthday, Jules.
Julia.
We love you. Come here and say hello.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Yeah, come here. Say hello to everybody. Ethan, take over. Let Jules come over and meet the audience because we love Julia.
I just got so emotional.
Oh, we love you.
I love
You're
you.
the greatest. You are the backbone of PHLY, our production. You are the greatest. A great birthday. Mwah. We love you. And it's a great one for you. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you so much.
We love you.
Love you.
The best.
Happy
the best.
25th
Jules.
birthday. She can now rent a car.
And
She's
you know
been
what's-
waiting for this day.
You know what's the greatest too? Is that Jules and so it's awesome because the bro's wife Addie and Julia are best friends.
I know.
And that's how we got lucky enough to get Julia.
I was lucky.
Julia was working for a TV station based out of New York, and the bro, I got the bro, and the bro was talking to Jules. What are you doing now? And that's how it all began.
And it's the right decision. I was lucky enough to meet Julie before this even existed at tailgates with Jamie and Addie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, let's take a quick TO. We'll come back. EJ to talk Declan Doyle. Please be quiet and don't embarrass me in front of EJ.
Rich McAteer said, I'm doiled in.
I love it. Oh, that's great. All right. Well, we got a mess. I don't know. Listen, I like to just be above board with everything. So we're trying to get Baldi for 9:40. I got Serio for 10:45. We got the Rothman doctor. And we got Kevin Negandi at 10, and trying to juggle everything.
It's like a variety
and then,
show.
while we're trying, and like this, and TV Todd, my main man, we need TV Todd today because we got a snowbound 3 days ahead of us. So we got to go, like, what are we binging and watching and everything else? So, like, there's so many people we got to figure out. And
You need
I
a
was
showrunner.
hoping-
You need a showrunner.
I do need a showrunner because I can't be the host and the showrunner at the same
Right.
time, right?
Yes.
Like people are texting me, I'm like, hey, give a one shot to VG while I answer Serio
Yes.
and
So that's-
Baldi.
Yeah. So I awkwardly ramble unprepared for as
Right,
best I
and you're
can
terrible.
for 90
And-
seconds.
and I love you to death.
Being like,
but
what?
You're
All
like,
right.
you just throw out nonsense just because, hey, riff, VG, while I try to figure this out.
I wasn't expecting the riff moment, but yeah.
I know. I get it, buddy. So, Jules, I don't know. You got everybody. So just try to figure.
It's the
Just try to
Anthony
figure it out.
Gargano variety show.
Yeah. Hey, let's go behind
Our
the
next guest.
Yes. Actually, text Todd. See if Todd. We could do Todd at 9:40, Kevin at 10, Rothman at 10:30, Baldi at 10:35, and see if Sue could do it at 11. I don't know. Try that one. See if that order works. Throw it up in the air while we take care of some business. You know what I'm going to tell you about to start, as we always do on a Friday, especially heading into this weekend. This is championship weekend. And so have some fun on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app right now. New England's 4.5.
Got some line movement.
But the brain loves Denver. Loves them. And then the Rams, 2.5 underdog to Seattle. He likes the Rams. So he's all right. I'll tell you, take Darnold, his passing numbers over his total. It's like 2-something, 220, I don't know. But we looked at it last night, and you can check out the Cousins Corner with Brain talking about these games. But take Darnold's over. Also go over on Stidham. I think Stidham's going to be able to throw. He threw for 375 in a game. Like he threw for 400 yards in the game. Like the guy's not bad. So take his over. BetParks.com. Check it out. You got all the casino games and everything else. Great deals going on. Check it out. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Elkin Chevrolet, run by three brothers, real brothers, local guys. They're at the dealership every day, making sure everything's going smooth. And right now, they're lining up deals that are hard to beat. They got a huge inventory of Chevy trucks and SUVs. Everything people actually want to drive. Silverados, Colorados, Trailblazers, Equinox, Tahoes, Suburbans, you name it, they got it. And the prices, well, they'll move fast. So if you've been thinking about it, now's the time. Whether you get into the game, getting to work, or just getting out of town for a little bit, you'll drive off in the perfect ride, and it'll be at the perfect price. And here's the thing. Elkins isn't just a one-and-done kind of place. These are the guys you go back to again and again because they treat you right, no runaround, no games, just real people, real deals. Elkins Chevrolet, they're real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service going on. It's Route 73 south of Marlton, real easy to get to, right over the bridge. And you know what we say, together, let's drive.
All right.
Clap your hands.
Everybody. I'm so Sixered up. I can't wait for Sixers Knicks. I really am. I'm Sixered up. I want something to believe in during the Russian winter that we're heading into. And I'm going to believe in the Sixers. I'm going to believe in them. I am. I'm going to believe in Joe. Suspend disbelief. He could stay healthy, and let's make a run. I need to get into something. All right? With football going away, I'm going to cry. Let's go to our man who covers the birds for all PHLY. We love him on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, E.J. Smith. Morning, 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 my brother.
What's going on, guys? How we doing today?
Happy snow day, buddy.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, right up against it. I got some stuff to take care of around the house before the snow comes.
Yeah, I want to ask you what your plans are, so we'll do that. But first, so I heard last night I was bebopping, checking around, and dude, they like Declan. They like this Declan Doyle. He's going to get interviewed. They like him. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about him up until yesterday when the report came out that the Eagles were going to request to interview him. But no, I've heard good things. He's a young guy. He's so young that his age is like unofficial on the internet. Somewhere between 29 and 30 years old. But yeah, no, I mean he's got a really good background. We talked to Adam Hogue about him yesterday, and Hogue made a good point. Like this is kind of the first guy off of that Ben Johnson, Sean Payton tree. I think that you're getting somebody who's worked with a couple of different really good offensive minds. There's an uncertainty about how much of what Ben Johnson is doing in Chicago is tied to Declan Doyle and how much of a Declan Doyle offense looks like that. But no, I think there are things to like with this interview.
So you and I both have the same kind of vibe about this. Their mindset is they get shut down on the guys they really wanted, right? So They wanted McDaniel, they wanted Dable, so they got rebuffed. So you turn around and you go, all right, well, and this is what I heard, all right? They go, it's Kafka or Nagy, and they know them both. Like, they're safe. Are they the best choice? They're the safe choices, right? Like, they know how to call plays, Then it's like, well, you know what? Let's kick the tires on going early on a guy, right? Like, it's truly not Declan Doyle's time. Like, if I was advising Declan Doyle, I'd say, dude, stay with Ben Johnson a little bit longer and then go get a job where it's a little more secure and stable. Because I don't know the stability of, you got a lot of up in the air question marks, right? Like, do you want to risk it all in 1 year just to go in and call plays? Like, sometimes it's better off to stay a little bit. But again, I don't want to dissuade them. I hear they like him. And, I'm hoping for our sake, he is good and we're not too early on him.
Yeah, no, to me, it's reminiscent of the coaching search that landed Nick Sirianni in 2021, where, they struck out on the initial wave of candidates, the top names available.
The top eight. They got turned down 8 times.
In 2021. Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. So the benefit of that, if you want to call it that, is that you can take your time. You can interview a lot of people and wait for someone to wow you. And from what you're hearing here, it sounds like Declan Doyle wowed them. So I still think there's questions that it's a matter of how confident you are in the Eagles' ability to fact find with these types of candidates. Because I mean, you mentioned it earlier in the show. One of my biggest questions is, how is he going to be commanding a room with Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts in it? Is he going to be able to step in and have the, command the respect and command the authority and the autonomy? That's been the word of the week, right? Can he handle those things?
That's
Can
my,
he walk
that's
in
my
and,
only
and
question.
take charge of those things?
Yeah, I mean,
well, the Eagles,
that's my
the
only
Eagles should have a
question
better
about it,
idea
man.
than us, right? The Eagles should have a better idea. It's a matter of, if you're confident that the Eagles have that answer, because if you're confident he can do it, age is only, it's a number, right?
I don't care how old you are, young you are. Like, that doesn't matter
and say, this is my show,
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you feel a lot better about it. But it's a real question. There is a lot of things that you'd have to figure out with him, how he would be installing an offense, how he'd be as a play caller.
He's never done
again,
it.
if he wows you in the room, maybe you can talk yourself into those things.
Right. Like, so it's interesting. So I look at it like I trust Howie and Jeffrey and Dom. Like, I do. I trust. I do. I trust. I think, they know, they have a good vibe on it. Like, I get why, like, a Dable and McDaniel don't want to come here. I get it, right? The issue with a guy like Declan Doyle, and you said it, like, I would almost have Jalen. I'd ask Jalen for what he thinks, because Jalen's got to work with him. Like, Jalen's got to buy into him, and because the whole thing's no good. Like, I go, hey, Nick, you go in the corner, all right? You stay there. Jalen, what do you think of Declan? Like, go spend 2 hours together talking football. Go watch some tape together. Like, and then afterwards, hey, what do you think of him? Right? Like, hey, what are your concepts? What would your play call? What are your belief systems? All that stuff. Because I don't want someone that's under Sirianni. I mean, he's already proven that he can't run an offense. So I want and I want this guy to come in and not feel the pressure of Sirianni. And I need Hurts to buy in on him. So if you're going to go that route where he's really young and you're going to try to be early and get the next great mind, which I like McVay and all we heard about these geniuses, hey, I mean, maybe he is. But I need Jalen to buy into him.
Yeah, no, it's multifaceted. You need Nick to stay out of the way, because you've seen what it looks like when, I don't like to bring up the Rich Scangarello thing too often with this stuff, because I think that was a pretty extreme example. But the lesson you learn from that is, if you're going to bring in some Shanahan McVay influence, they have to have the autonomy to install their scheme without interference, where it becomes too many cooks in the kitchen trying to merge 3 or 4 different systems together. So, no, I think that's really important. And then on the Jalen side of thing, because when you look at what Ben Johnson does in Chicago, it's a lot of under center, it's a lot of play action, things that we haven't really, and it's middle field throws a decent amount too, which are things we have not seen.
It's more precise dropbacks, right? Like, you're going to be under center with Jalen, just start, like, it's amazing that something like that elementary, it took so long for them to even do.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, he's, you got to work on all that. Like, all your OTAs, your training camp, the proper depth, boom, 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 timing, right?
Yeah.
Your 3-step drop's got to be legitimately 3 steps, not 2.5. Like, all that stuff has to be, done right.
Right. And, I do think that, listen, it's Jalen's a veteran at this point, and the fact that he's been inconsistent in some of these areas, maybe I shouldn't be as confident as I am, but I do think, what we know about Jalen is, if he is bought into this, if he's saying we're going to lean into under center play action, we're going to lean into, precise dropbacks and play from under center, he should be able to figure that stuff out because of the fact that he works so hard. So I think it's a matter of want to,
he hasn't
more
done
than
it.
just a matter of technique.
like, in all fairness, he hasn't done, like, they didn't do a lot of, like, when he was rolling, they were running a read option, right? Like, they weren't running on the center.
You wanted him in the shotgun when he was dynamic, when he was, a real part of the run game. You want him in the shotgun. It'd be a waste of his ability from under center. I get it, but now he's entering this new phase where
transition, and to your point, let's go all off season and make that our goal, where he's under center and he feels comfortable under center, right? Like, sometimes it's unfair to go, everybody thinks, it's just, elementary or under center. But, like, there's a lot that goes in on it, right? Like, when you're under center and what you see and your depth and everything else. So, let's get it done. Let's get it done right.
Yeah, no, I mean, these guys, they come into the league now and they have almost no experience being under center, especially a guy like Jalen, who is always going to be a part of a shotgun run game like that. So there is a lot that goes into it. You hear from quarterbacks all the time, turning your back to the defense on a play action from under center is a real, something you really have to work on. It's a challenge. But again, like, to me, that's where it is. Like, Jalen has earned some benefit of the doubt that if he accepts it as, like, the thing that they're going to major in, you feel good about him working enough at it to be good at it. So, but again, all of these are unknowns with this. But I do think, given the landscape that they find themselves in, I do think somebody like Declan Doyle makes a lot of sense for them, and could bring out an elite version, or at least a much better version of this Eagles offense with some. Of the stuff
it would be great. Like, listen. If I just know they like him. He's got a good, solid reputation. But again, until somebody does it, you don't know.
Sure.
I mean, we're quick to be, he's the next McVay and the next Shanahan and boy genius and all. Like, I don't know. Like, you calling plays the first time is a big deal. Like, you saw a guy that's been around, like Patullo had been around. It wasn't like he was been around and it didn't work. Brian Johnson had called plays, had been around, like he was in Florida, like big, spots. It's a tough gig.
Yeah, and the thing that I think sometimes gets underrated, especially with these guys who have the McVay, Shanahan touch points, and now that with the Sean Payton, Ben Johnson, scheme here, where it's these guys, they might be really good at teaching the elements of the scheme that McVay or Shanahan want them to teach, but my question always kind of revolves around, like, can you install it? Can you have, like, the clear vision, and can you teach a group of players, this is what we're going to do, this is why we're going to do it? Because, like, I go back to Zach Robinson. He was the way that everyone talks about Nate Shieldhouse right now. That's how everyone talked about Zach Robinson. He got to Atlanta, and all of a sudden you're dealing with limitations at different positions. And next thing you know, it's like, okay, like, they got this weird pistol, centric offense, and it just doesn't look the same. So I think installing it as a much different proposition than being kind of one of the proteges or a disciple of one of the McVays or Shanahan. So no, it's a big question. Again, the Eagles, those are the questions the Eagles are going to try to answer here, but you're not going to get definitive answers on these types of things.
I also would, they need a good quarterback coach.
Yeah.
They need someone, as they make this transition to Jalen under center, they need someone that is just living with them, man. That's all about repetition, that's constantly working with them, that someone that Jalen likes, that he trusts. I think confidence, trust, those are the two big words in which failed the offense last year. And I think that's what I seek. Like, if I'm Howie, I'm looking for trust, I'm looking for confidence. That's who I want to bring in as an OC. And I need a really strong quarterback coach.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's a coincidence that Jalen's best years came with Brian Johnson as his quarterback's coach, obviously not his OC, but it's almost like you kind of want, like, especially if you're going to bring somebody from a very different tree that's going to run a very different system. You almost want it to like almost be like good cop, bad cop, right? Like you want to have somebody in the room that even if there are growing pains in the system, it's, hey, listen, like, we're going to figure this out. So no, I think that word trust is important. And I mean, I'm sure Jalen would agree with you there. Like, especially if you're going to go outside the box with your OC hire and your play caller, then you probably do feel like you need to, I don't want to say like throw him a bone, but yeah, have somebody that he can rely on if things aren't going well, because it is going to be a big adjustment, but I think a necessary one for the Eagles offense.
I mean, I'm doiled up, but obviously I'm overdoing it a little bit. But we're at a position where
we went from like Mike Kafka and Jim Bob Cooter,
like all the top guys aren't
mystery
coming
man,
here, right? The top guys aren't coming here. Kafka and Nagy, they're fine, but it seems like their ceiling's low. I mean, give me an unknown that might have a high ceiling.
I like Kafka more than other people. I do. I think
I take him over Nagy. I prefer
Kafka has some chops.
But I just don't think there's a chance he's going to be like innovative in any way. So I'd rather just take a chance on someone with a higher ceiling.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think I just the way that the season went.
I think he's actually pretty smart.
Kafka?
Like, yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a smart guy.
Again, like we talk about innovative and creative and we throw these words around. These guys like to do that stuff. That's fun stuff. Like if you talk to any OC, they all like it's about translating it. It's about having your personnel that can do it.
I get that.
Yeah. I think that with the way what we watched the Eagles offense look like last year, they need an overhaul. I don't think they need like, a subtle tweak here. So to me, that's the first question is this someone who is going to fundamentally change the way that we operate on offense? If you're not answering that question with a convicted yes, then no, I've got reservations about that appointment.
Yeah. And I get it. But like I said, everyone goes off about how smart Sean Payton is and Ben Johnson. So I was saying anything earlier, like Sean Payton retired, but when he came back, he picked this kid. I mean, this 30-year-old or 28-year-old or 27-year-old, this guy again. So there's something up with this guy. And then when Ben Johnson puts his staff together, he wants this guy. So these are two really respected offensive minds who see something in this guy. So, I don't know. It excites me more than like the chat saying Greg Roman. I'm way more excited about Declan Doyle than a Greg Roman or a Kafka.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Greg Roman, if you just want to lean into like trying to get Saquon the 2,000 yards again, then I guess maybe that's your pick there. But, no, I do. I think Anthony put it a good way earlier. It's like you're a year early on a guy like this. I think this time next year, we probably are looking at Ben Johnson's assistant coaches and wondering, okay, who on that staff, has had enough time on task with good coaches that you'd want them as a play caller. So no, I mean, I think Nate Scheelhaus, I think we've reached a point where, if they should be opening this up for, maybe not experienced play callers, but guys with great reputations that maybe you have confidence can be experienced play callers.
Yeah, because it seems like the experienced play callers don't want to be here for the most part.
It's funny.
Well, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
And I say this, we're all the same. Like, you're not unique in this. I get like this too. We look at the unknown and think, well, the unknown's got to be better. Like in your mind, you go like, I've heard Kafka, I've heard they like, no, like I don't know Kafka's. I never really sat down with him. Have you sat down with him when he was here?
No, he predates me.
Yeah, I remember when he was here. I never really got, his fundamental beliefs, right? Like, I followed him loosely. I've watched the Giants, right? Like I've seen their offense. But again, it's apples and oranges, right? Like Jackson Dart is much different than Jalen, Super Bowl winning quarterback, as opposed to a rookie quarterback in the NFL. So there's a lot different things that you can do with the skill sets, right? So you can't say, well, Kafka is this. Like we react to the, and listen, I get it. You know what it is sometimes, and EJ, you'll notice, like when you are around and hear stuff from other people like in the league, it kind of sways you more because they're kind of living it. And like you're hearing stuff and watching teams, but you're not really talking. They're like, I don't know. I guess
Sure,
Declan Doyle's a really bright dude, but I need to sit down and go, all right, well, what are your beliefs? What are your philosophies? What are your fundamentals? Like, what are your cores? What happens when you got to, how would you look at Jalen, and how would you envision your offense with Jalen at the helm?
No, I get it. Like, we talked about it. It's a lot of unknowns with a guy like this. And I think what it goes back to is, do you trust that the organization will figure out those answers, And it's a scary position to be in as a fan. Absolutely. Cause you're like, this search has not gone the way that they expected it to. But if you're confident that they have those answers, then I get why you're excited. But from our perspective, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of projection with this. I mean, and we're not even talking about how Jalen looks in that system, really. I know we talked about it a little bit, but that's a projection too. They could be a great offense. They could get guys wide open over the middle of the field. It could have a great run game, but if Jalen's not comfortable in that system, then they're not going to be productive. So no, there's a lot of projection, but I do think it's probably a necessary. We talked about this too, where it's like a litmus test for the quarterback. If the system is working like that, and the quarterback is the reason that they're struggling.
And after what we saw this year, I'm just desperate. I'm desperate for some change, But I'm coming from a place of desperation where I'm dying for something fun and exciting offensively.
I know, but again, when EJ's talking about projection and fun, like, truthfully, so much is about translating it, right? Like, you could be the most creative guy in the world. I could stay up all night, right? And have 7 gin and tonics and come up with this whole plan and all this stuff. And I'm super creative and the whole thing. But if I can't translate it to my offense and my quarterback, what good is it?
Well, you won't
even
even
Kevin Patullo, my guess is he had 300 some odd plays, right? Like, that he could pull from. But they only ran a fraction of them, a fraction of uniques, because where he lacked is he couldn't translate it to the offense, to Jalen and the rest of the offense. It's not just sequence and calling plays. He couldn't translate his own offensive system to the players. Anybody can be creative. They all want to. That's the fun stuff. They all want to be creative. They all want to run gadget stuff and movement. And, hey, I'm Sean McVay, and I go with 15 personnel. Right, I'm joking, but because sometimes
now we're talking,
right, like you don't want to do that. But the trick of being a great coordinator and a great coach is in the translation. EJ's dad is a football coach. He's the son of a coach, so he knows about translating the information.
Yeah, no, and that's going to be a question with almost anybody you'll bring in, except for, and I'm not saying that I'm like fully on board with the Kafkas or the Matt Nagy's of the world, but those guys have installed offenses, but they haven't been successful necessarily, especially Nagy, not successful doing it. So I don't know, Kafka, to me, like, I would, if it was Kafka, I'd be surprised, not surprised. I would be, I think it's fair to say it would be an underwhelming hire based off where we started. The only thing is, a lot of times these like top offensive coordinator candidates, they don't pan out, so there is always unknown with these hires.
Who do you think would they do at QB coach?
It's a good question. They don't have anybody internally that, it's a good question. I'm not sure who it would be. But I agree with you that I think it's got to be somebody that Jalen feels good about. Like, they kind of lost a lot of the, that's the nature of losing so many OCs. They've lost like the infrastructure of like guys who have been around Jalen, and I don't know if you're keeping Scott Loeffler in the room for some continuity there. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. The shame is that I was a Nussmeier guy. I love Nuss. It would have been nice to be able to keep Nuss here. Like, I would have preferred him to be the OC. And when Kellen left, I would have preferred Nussmeier to be the OC, because Nussmeier also knows quarterbacks. Like, his son's an elite quarterback. Nuss understands that. He's a really good coach.
You mentioned
right?
like, yeah. No, I mean he's a great coach. I just was going to tell you something funny. You mentioned my dad. Nussmeier and my dad have the same attribute, which is that they like yelled so much as coaches their whole life that their voice is really raspy. Like you could barely understand them in like a crowded room because like they've just like got like permanent voice damage there. So no, that was what I was going to say.
I
That,
love it.
yeah.
I love it. I love those guys. I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
But no, I mean,
I
think
love the whole aspect of coaching. Like I
Yeah.
love it. I love that thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, but Nussmeier, I was wondering if there was a chance that they'd interview him, because he doesn't call plays in New Orleans, but I'm sure he's happy down there with Kellen. Yeah.
Yeah, I've already thought about that. Like
Yeah.
yeah, he's not coming back. It's a
Yep.
shame, man. Like he's a guy. He's a guy I like. I
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
actually like him. I think he could be a potential head coach in this league, and it's a shame. But here's the one issue I have, and I don't want to belabor it because I want to give him the benefit because I can't go a whole season like being irritated by him. But like Sirianni, like what's going to be his role in this? Like this is a very unique situation where you kind of don't want your head coach influencing your OC when even though your head coach comes from the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean it's a major question. We're not really going to get an answer for a while either, but I think that the indication that like these top OC candidates were going to have autonomy, I think that's an encouraging sign that Nick kind of knows what's needed here. But no, I mean it's a strange it reminds me of 2 years ago. It's a strange scenario where you've got to really be wary of the head coach's influence on the offensive side of the ball and the way that they're going to operate. Because even if the scheme's great, some of the game management stuff, some of the third down, the approach on third down, some of the aversion to throw over the middle of the field, those are all legitimate questions that kind of clash with Nick Sirianni's philosophies. So no, it's going to be a major question.
All right. What are you doing for the snow?
So I actually like
to. What are you going to do? What are you going to binge?
Yeah, I like to shovel, so I'm actually kind of excited. I don't know what it is about me, but I like shoveling. It's it's a good easy workout. I'm a completionist. I go out there every couple hours, just get it all out of the way. So you got to make sure you're stocked up on food.
I don't mind it either. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'll be out Sunday morning, like because it's supposed to snow all night. So Sunday morning, I'm actually looking. I'll get up early. I'll go shovel, and then I'll get a nice cup of coffee. But here's the problem: like once the games are getting close, like that's when the boys got to go out there. Like I'm done.
So I stocked up on food. I'm actually a bachelor for the week. My wife's on a cruise.
Wow.
So I'm like, and I revert back to like college me when my wife is out of town. So it's like Pop-Tarts, it's like protein waffles. I've got some Wegmans like gold pans here. And I can cook. I just don't really want to cook, I'd rather just put something in the oven and
so what
eat
will you
something
watch? Like what will you like other than the football games on Sunday?
Yeah.
Because assuming so what's going to happen is we're going to be snowbound Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
We're all going to be remote. I can say it, right? So Monday and Tuesday, we'll have our shows and we'll do some work and do some writing and some reporting. But you're going to have a lot of downtime in the house. What will you watch?
So I like watch some what my dad would call like a goofy show, like do you guys watch Hijack with the thing on Apple TV with Idris Elba?
No,
it's not
love Idris
riveting
Elba.
television. Yeah, no, but I like Idris Elba, and it's just like it's a goofy, like he's hijacking a train, like I don't know, it's just kind of like something to watch. So I'll watch that.
But it's not a comedy.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's
right.
supposed to be like a thriller. It's like you wouldn't want to actually be invested. But in a snowstorm, you like it. I'm a big rewatch guy though. I like to rewatch TV shows. So I wouldn't be shocked if I made it back to like Game of Thrones or Succession if we're really snowed in here.
I rewatched
just to enjoy it
with my wife. We rewatch that. I hate to say this. I went back to Sopranos. I don't know why. It was weird. I just was like, I hadn't seen it. I don't know. It was probably about like 2 years. And since I rewatched
that's a good window.
And I got an episode and I got back in. I got hooked again.
Yep. No, that's how I am. That's how I am with Game of Thrones, The Wire.
Yeah.
I will rewatch those. until
Wire
end
the
of-
best.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I-
Just
I'm-
not season 5. Yeah.
I watched my Gamora. You ever watch Gamora?
No. Should I check it out? I
Dude.
got time.
Dude, you like the crime stuff?
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Naples underworld. Outrageous. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I'll check it
show.
out.
And they just came out with a prequel, 1970s Naples. But I can't watch it because it's only on Italian TV. Sky.
You don't got a guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I should, but I don't. I should be able to figure it out.
Let's get
Time.
serious
Yeah,
here,
you got
EJ.
time.
Let's get back to serious talk here. You mentioned waffles. I grabbed waffles yesterday. I texted my buddy. I was like, oh, I'm at the store. I just grabbed some waffles. And he's like, I'm at the store grabbing waffles. You're mentioning waffles. Is waffles like the thing, this snowstorm?
You know, there's just something about like you come in from shoveling and you have some waffles, some bacon, some eggs, and some orange
butter
juice.
all
Yeah,
over a waffle.
Yeah, no, it feels like the proper thing to eat after you're done shoveling.
Yeah, it's
there.
a weird thing, man. Waffles everywhere. And hey, are you setting your alarm for like every couple hours you go out and shovel, or you just keep peeking out? It's building up a little bit. I better get out there.
That's literally what I'll do. I'll
Yo,
go out there and peek. I'll peek out there and be like, I could go back out and do it.
Yeah, it looks like we got another inch and a half. I better get out there. The neighbors.
Yeah, better get out there and
EJ's
take
out
care
there
of that.
again.
Yeah.
You shovel your neighbors out too?
Oh yeah, we have a shared driveway here, so yeah, I shovel my neighbor's
Don't worry,
driveway.
I got this. I got this. I love it.
No, I mean when I was a kid, it used to be like my business, man. I would walk up and down the street, shovel
Oh,
everybody's
yeah.
driveways, make some money. So yeah, no, I still enjoy
My
it.
cousin and I used to do that, and we go to Malone's, and
You go to the bar.
yeah, I mean, we were like 17, and we go, and
You shovel money you spend at Malone's.
yeah,
17.
yeah,
You were playing dice and beers.
Yes, Harrigan, the pool game, right? A little pony Michelob's and a sausage sandwich. We love you, EJ. We'll be talking to you next week. Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Yeah, talk soon, guys.
The great EJ Smith. We love EJ. Waffles, man.
You out on waffles?
Yeah. Out.
Who like hates waffles?
I
When's the last time you had a waffle?
Oh, I can't. I'll tell you. Actually, I'll tell you. It was a couple years ago on the boardwalk. I had
Ooh, an ice cream?
waffles and ice cream.
Oh, that's a
which
nice
is an
sandwich.
awesome-
Yeah.
Waffles and ice cream is a great thing.
It's
but just
great.
waffles.
Well, now they, like he said, they make the protein ones. They're like 20 grams of protein and 2 waffles with loaded with butter and maple syrup. Man, there's few things that are better than that.
Really?
Yeah, dude. That's
You overrate the waffle, man. It's a waffle.
it's the first thing he mentioned. I mean,
You're
protein waffles.
you're going on and on.
I overrated it. It's the
frozen
first thing
food.
he mentioned.
Anything that's
Waffles
frozen,
everywhere.
I'm kind of out on.
I just stocked up. I got some Elio's pizza.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, yeah. My freezer's full of good stuff.
Tom got dough. I'm gonna make pizza and strombolis.
It's-
There's
No,
there's the bro.
bro sneezing and the window's rattled.
He's like a bear.
He is in there. His feet when he goes,
yeah,
it's a
he's-
concrete floor. It bounces. I don't know how he bounces on a concrete
Bro's
floor.
a bear.
There he is.
He's a bear.
I can feel him walking in.
Dude, you sneezed and the whole everybody can hear you.
You have a waffle today?
No, I actually had the $5 big deal from Wawa. A little sausage biscuit.
It's a great deal.
Great deal.
It's a great deal. $5.
Yeah,
5 to 11 every day.
it was a great deal. I
great
used
deal.
to get sent to the principal's office in grade school for sneezing because they thought I was doing it like
Purpose.
Exaggerating?
because I was a little bit of a class clown, so they
Yeah.
used to think I was trying to get people to
Yeah.
laugh. But I just love letting a sneeze rip.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Hold it back.
Just remember, like, we're next door.
Yeah, I know. I mean, what are
And-
these walls made of? Parchment paper?
Like, I hear you. Like, you'll be talking, and Todd will come in. I'm like, yo,
It's all whole young
listen,
Yeah.
you motherfuckers, get the freak out. Go to Todd's office.
Yeah. Well, I love sneezing.
God
though.
bless you.
He went overboard on waffles.
And what
Dude,
pancake?
waffles.
I'm team pancake over waffle.
Yeah.
Oh, I like a good pancake.
Yeah.
The waffle's better because
The best-
cradles to hold the syrup.
Yeah, the best waffle is the boardwalk waffle sandwich with the Neapolitan.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, it's the best.
You know, it's a dessert item.
Yeah.
It's not a.
It's the best
not a-
waffle
it-
form.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not. I say he went overboard. Like he always does.
Pancakes are
He
better.
goes overboard with everything.
I'm gonna go make I'm gonna order Go Puff waffles right here. I'll microwave them. They're even good.
You got the word.
Yeah, Julie got a toaster oven for her birthday.
All right. Well,
Somebody gave her a toaster oven.
That's awesome.
Nicole got it.
Oh, that's strong. Good job,
Yeah.
Nicole.
All right, see ya.
All right, see you, bro.
thanks, Jay Tidwell. The waffle is underrated.
Underrated? It's the frozen food. I don't like the frozen food. Yeah, see, you're elite. Yeah. When it comes to, he's the trash man, you're elite. Bro's elite when it comes to food. Yeah, when it comes to food and taste, like movies, like everything, bro is elite. You're just the trash man.
I don't like
You really are. You're a raccoon. You go through the trash cans.
I don't like to spend a lot of energy preparing my food. Put it in the toaster. Put it in the oven, the air fryer.
But like,
I don't want to knead dough,
I'm
and
not judging
he's
you.
like creating. I don't know what do they call waffles before they're waffles. What's that stuff you pour in?
It's a waffle mix.
All right, who wants to make a waffle mix? Just give me the frozen waffle. Throw it in the toaster.
It's so much better.
You don't even eat waffles. How do you know?
It's so much.
When's the last time you had a homemade waffle?
Again, I don't eat them.
Yeah. So how do you know it's better?
It's way better.
How do you know you don't even eat it?
Because it just is. It's just if it's homemade, it's so much better. It's why you go to, you know what, it's funny.
Who knows what's in his
I'm not
mix?
a big Southern food guy.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. But like we were at a tournament in South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and we had this waffles and chicken.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Like, that's a
Fried
big
chicken and
deal
waffles.
in the South.
Delicious.
Right? Now, I didn't partake because remember, I even told you the story. I didn't order anything.
Yes.
Remember, I just got water.
Total freak.
Right? I just got water.
What a J.O. move.
Psycho.
Yeah. I wasn't hungry. I
Shrimp
didn't,
and grits.
I didn't, right. It was all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell
Biscuits.
you, the waffle looked really good.
Yeah.
And for a second, I thought, I should do a waffle.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
I was
Treat yourself.
Because it looked like it was homemade. Like it was not a frozen waffle.
Yeah. I mean, Eggos are.
Tell me, waffle maker's tough to clean. It's all too much work.
No, they're easy to clean. You spray it first and it just wipes right off. Anyway, I just thought they're not even the best waffle. A stroop waffle is better than a waffle.
A what?
A stroop waffle.
What's a stroop waffle?
Like from Amsterdam. It's like a cookie pressed with like a caramel in between and they're real thin.
I've never had that.
Oh, stroop waffle's better than a waffle.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So a waffle's not even the best waffle.
I'll give you this. The waffle fry.
A waffle fry is better than a waffle.
Than a waffle.
Absolutely.
The waffle fry's elite.
It's got to be done
Is
just
the waffle
right.
even on the Mount Rushmore?
Waffle fry
Sometimes
is
they're a little
good.
too thick.
No, they're best for dipping.
Nah, they're a little
Yeah,
too thick.
I like the. I want potato. If I want to eat a fry,
I want a shoestring fry.
I want the potato. taste.
Shoestrings
You're
all over the
horrible,
place.
dude. You're horrible. Everything, no taste.
Shoestrings.
Let's take care of some business. I can't talk to this guy. Already he's busting my stones. Let's talk about my friends from Xfinity. I love my Xfinity. What if I could tell you? What if I said to you, you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, and what if I told you keep the price the same for 5 years? That's right, the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense that lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. That's my problem, all right? I got 2 kids. I got my wife, all right? And I need no interruptions. That's why I love my Xfinity. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me. A lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable. Lock in your price and unlock possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. So my morning routine begins at Wawa. I think like most everybody else, but it's the greatest routine ever. It's the $5 breakfast deal, and it's a deal. You're talking about your sizzly. You want bacon, egg, and cheese. You want sausage, egg, and cheese. You want a bagel. You want a wrap. It's right there. Hash brown, coffee. All right, any size coffee. I'm a Wawa coffee fan. All right, whole thing just $5. Now you can if you want to switch it up. You want to go with the new caramel chocolate craze flavors. You want something different. You want a little sweetness to it. But anyway, you're in, you're out. You got enough fuel to actually get you going in the morning. You got meetings. You got stuff to do. Wawa is the fuel. 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day. Wawa.com. Limited time availability. Get fueled up at Wawa.
Feet over there.
What are you
So
doing?
he's got those Fraser sliders on.
What are you wearing? He's wearing slides with tube
It's those
socks.
Birkenstocks or whatever. Yeah, then he's like dangling off his foot, or he's all playing around with his feet.
Dude, what? Dude, is that work material?
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't wear that to work.
What?
No.
Holmes, you can't wear a pair of sneakers?
They're inappropriate. What if there's a fire? We got to run out of here. You're going to hold us all up because you're going to run right out of your slippers.
He's got these slippers on.
When did slippers become acceptable at work?
I don't know. I don't know why.
They're not slippers?
Those are not slippers.
What are they,
What are they?
mules?
I would call them clogs.
They're not clogs.
Yeah.
Clogs?
Yeah.
What's a clog?
Like a
No,
clog.
clogs got a thick heel. Clogs got to have a thick heel, don't like a
No.
thick base.
I thought
No.
that's a girl's shoe.
No.
Clog.
No.
My mom-
That's-
Those
that's-
doctors all wear
the
those.
definition of a clog is
I don't know. Dude, I don't know.
Clogs got to have a thick.
no.
Yeah,
That's
that's
like
That's
that's
like
a
a
clog.
mule. My mother's saying.
That's a clog with a
clogs.
chunky heel, but that's not what a clog is.
Dude, I don't
Here
know.
he comes. Here comes. He's got the same. Here comes Mr. Flip Flop. Mr.
Clogs, yeah.
They're
Thank you.
clogs?
That's acceptable at the workplace.
Dude, why
You wear flip flops at the workplace.
you wear a pair of sneakers? Devon wears sneakers. Devon wears sneakers. I never saw that.
Oh, I see it. It's right here. It says it's a woman's water repellent suede clog, or a mule. It's a clog or a mule.
God, wear a pair of sneakers. All right, let's go to our man. I love him to death. And congratulations, he got honored by the Philadelphia sports writers. He was down here. His whole family was here. He gave a beautiful acceptance speech. He's one of the greatest. Our man, Kevin Negandi, on the Xfinity mobile call-in line.
Hometown hero, hometown hero, Kevin Negandi, from Tap to ESPN.
Congrats, my buddy.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate it.
Everyone
Good to see you guys.
How'd I know? You should have told me. I would have went. I would have sat at your table. I would have loved it.
I'm sorry. I'm not one of those that I should have. It was in
I would've
Cherry
went to
Hill.
support you.
I know. I appreciate you, especially on a weeknight. It was a great time.
I was out. Me and Big Don were
bad.
at seeing Mr. Tony.
My
that
bad.
night.
I should have. I originally thought of it, and the day got away from me. Obviously, taking the kids out of school, driving down,
Who was that? Did they
and
love
then
it?
driving back. So it was a long, long day, but amazing. It was amazing to
kids
be
love
around
it?
the kids. Yeah, you know who was really kind? Christopher Sanchez and Rob Thompson. I sat next to both of them, and Jermaine Jones of the Sixers in 2001, part of that 25th anniversary. These are just great guys. And my
I
boys
love
had
Topper. I'll
a
be
blast.
honest with you. As a guy, people, talk to him about manager. Let me just tell you, as a guy, he's a great dude. I'm a Topper fan.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Great dude.
He is.
And it was great catching up with him and talking about a few things. And honestly, like, Sanchez was great. He was really kind to the kids. It was a very good night. It was like the theme of my speech, I shared a couple stories about my family's journey and the support with how crazy this idea was to be on TV. But the theme of my speech at the end is what fills your cup. I've come to a point in your life where it's like, what fills your cup? And that table of my cousins, all of them coming. One came from Seattle, seeing my brother, seeing my kids, my wife there. That fills my cup. My brother got to meet Jaws. That's the stuff now. When you get older, you're like, hey, man, you could check a bunch of personal boxes, but really, that stuff's fleeting. What makes you happy?
It's about
is the
sharing
family.
it with people. I'm with you.
Yes. Yep.
It's always about sharing with people you love, your family, your close friends. Totally
Yes.
with you. Totally with
Yes. Absolutely. You know what I noticed though, real quick?
you. What's that?
It's nice to wear Sixers gear. Don't you guys all three? All you guys agree?
Everybody, six it up. Yo, six it up, EG. I was like, I got my Sixers today.
Yeah.
That was a good win.
Good win. Really good win. You know what I was happy? I was happy for Embiid. Like, listen, Embiid played great last night. He was awesome last night. I'm not saying you're going to get a triple-double, but he moved the ball really well. Man, if I get like that kind of game, not as elite, but if I get that kind of game, this team could win the East.
You're right. Just help Tyrese, man. Just help Tyrese. We're not putting you 5 years ago. Hey, we need you to do everything. Just help Tyrese, and the game will come to you. I love his post this morning. There's a little pettiness to it last night. It's great when he gets petty and he starts like tweeting out about stuff. Like, it just shows that he's feeling really good about his body. A small little thing too. Paul George was really good last night, especially in the final 3 minutes. Defensively, hitting the big three. Those small little things.
I told the Dracula over here. I told him early on, PG's going to have a good year.
You did.
PG's going to have a good year.
You were right, thankfully.
Yeah, like he bought in, quiet. Like I give him tons of credit, man.
Yep, I do too. And he knows his role on the team.
Yeah.
I think he's comfortable with that as
He
well.
likes it.
Yes. And hey, listen, closing 3 minutes, we need you to make a play. You don't need to make every play. We need you to make a play. Defensively, he was fantastic. Hitting that three was big. And your guy. Back in the lineup, Kelly Oubre, giving us quality
Give it to him, Kev. Give it to him.
Giving us quality minutes.
So I lauded him today. Your boy.
Good.
I lauded him today. He played well. All right. He is better in the starting lineup. And he played well. He did not dominate. I just don't like when he dominates the basketball. That's it.
Totally get it. No. You know what this is? This is the conversation we started with Joel and PG-13. He fits in the role where he's at. I totally get your issue with him when he's doing too much. When there's a certain volume of shots. No. Hey, it'll come to you. Fill in all the blanks.
Yes.
When you fill in all the blanks, you are a plus player, especially in games and situations like that where you face teams that have a ton of good depth. He's a plus player, which is great.
Spot on. Exactly. That's exactly it.
I had to wake up today, social media. I'm getting notifications. Oh, how's going to slander Kelly Oubre today? How's he going to handle Oubre today?
I got no agenda. I want Kelly Oubre to play well. I want him to play like that.
I know you do.
I mean, that's it.
You give him tough love.
It's just like I do with my team.
Yes.
If I wasn't public enemy number one with its sister.
He's got none issues.
I got none issues. Because God forbid.
He got a call from the principal.
God
From a nun?
forbid you raise your
got an
voice
issue
in
with the nun?
practice. Don't get me started. I'll get in trouble. This society. I don't even know what we're raising today.
Can't even say may God be on your side because it's not if you're fighting with the nun.
Right. I mean, God forbid we actually treat 13 to 14-year-olds, like young men and not like babies. But
accountability.
Whatever.
Sister doesn't know ball.
But whatever. She doesn't. But whatever. I said, sister, all due respect, you don't know sports.
Sister, with all due respect.
Sister.
God, boy, I'm gonna get struck down. I don't even want to go there. I can't wait for baseball season. Kevin, let's talk Birds. Where you at with the coaching, the OC search? You kind of know the names that are out there. I heard Declan Doyle. They like him a lot. Where you at? It's like either Kafka, maybe Nagy. Declan Doyle is in it.
I don't want Nagy.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. I don't want Nagy.
I don't think they do either. I think, listen, they wanted Dable and they wanted McDaniel, and they got turned down.
And this is not you and me saying it to anybody. This is the coaches, and I think this search is saying it and revealing itself about the idea of Jalen and Sirianni together. They've got one more year to figure it out. And I don't think an OC who has a name already established and has other opportunities wants to be put in a situation where it's these two guys who are pretty stubborn, these two guys who run pretty vanilla offenses together, these two guys who are kind of set in their own ways. I don't think an outsider who wants to run their own type of offense wants anything to do with this. And I think it's playing out this way. Now, some of the young guys that you've mentioned, they're looking for opportunity. I look at it that if you're going to bring in somebody, I need outside ideas. I do not want you to run Nick's system. I need you to I want somebody from the Shanahan-McVay tree, and I know maybe the quarterback does not run that, but I want outside ideas to scheme up for players to get open. And that means swallowing your pride and adjusting. And that's a message to Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Because you cannot roll the ball out and say talent's going to win everything. Because in the end, every DC is going to be like, yeah, we saw this in 2024. We saw this in 2023. We understand what they're doing. This is not like some disguised coverage. I think the search is revealing how tough it is right now in this 1 year window between Nick and Jalen to try to figure it out. Because the offense is vanilla.
Yeah, and here's the thing, I start with Sirianni, right? Because I put Sirianni, I don't want to say put him in the closet, but I say, dude, you stay in your office. I don't want your influence on the OC. I don't. You've shown to me that you can't fix the offense time and time again. You've shown to me that you can't call plays. At the end, on fourth down, when Patullo's lost and Jalen just looking for an answer, you're the head coach. You had nothing. All right?
Nothing.
So
yep.
I don't think it's unfair because people go, oh, you're ungrateful. He won a Super Bowl. Stop when he won a Super Bowl. He did not win a Super Bowl. He was part of a team that won a Super Bowl. All right? Big difference. So
Big
stop
difference.
with that. And he needs to get out of the X and O business. He just does.
Big difference.
Right.
Yep. And then when they made it to the Super Bowl twice, he wasn't his hands. I mean, it was his system, but his fingerprints were not all over everything that they did, right? Steichen understood play calling, and he had actually Jalen Hurts, the dynamic Jalen Hurts, right? 2024, after the bye, the strength was the offensive line, without question. And Kellen Moore ran Nick's offense, but Kellen Moore also said, all right, we're going to run the football. Let's lean into our strength, and that'll open up the passing game. I 100% agree with you, without question. Be the CEO. I think everybody overlooks the fact that it wasn't us. It was the Eagles 2 years ago around this time that looked at potentially letting him go. And in 2024, during the bye week, it wasn't us. There was some pause and rumblings that something has to change and they may have to make a change. It wasn't us.
Right.
It was inside the building. Right. So for anybody from the outside to say, well, why are you so hard? It's not. We all see it. We all hear it. We've talked to the right people. The stuff I was hearing at the national championship was not good from sources, not good at all, about, hey, you want to bring an experienced OC? Good luck. I don't think you're going to get one of those experienced OCs that you have potentially at 1, 2, and 3. I mean, Kingsbury won't even talk. Like,
No.
Right.
there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason also why McDaniel was like, I'm good, I'm going here. There's a reason Dable's like, I'm good. Like, those are experienced guys. Those are the top 3, I think, anywhere you go, in any conversation, in any circle, and they're being passed.
I mean, you got the Ravens begging for Kingsbury. Lamar's talking about Cliff. I want Cliff. Like, Cliff, you think about that, right? And Kingsbury goes, yo, man, no, it's not. I say, Howie, love you, dude. I'm good, man. I don't need to go there. Like, that's telling.
Yes.
So, all right. So, wherever you have the OC, the other thing they need desperately is a strong, good quarterback coach. Someone that can help Jalen transition into this new under center version of Jalen. Like, you need somebody helping him, working at it. You know, there's got to be a lot of work into it. You just can't go, here you go, I want you under center. There's so many things. Like, his depth was not right? Like, there's little things that they need to happen for an under center offense to work. Like, you want to run play action. You want to run that, you know, what Ben Johnson did with Caleb. Like, you want to do that. Like, there's a lot of work that needs to go into it.
Without question. Well, 100%. And listen, Jalen Hurts, incredible Super Bowl MVP. So there's a certain sense of stubbornness. He's a coach's son. He's got to understand, hey, you have to adapt and adjust. If you're not going to run and you don't want to run, we need to figure out under center, and we need to work on the timing of it. Because everybody goes to the Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams thing, right? The first few weeks wasn't pretty. And there was a little, hey, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. In the end, the head coach won that out. I don't care if you're the number 1 pick. You weren't my number 1 pick. They hired me for a reason. I ain't going anywhere. You've got to understand this is going to benefit you. And then it benefited him at the end of the season. There's going to be some type of, let's just say, wrangling.
Yeah.
And you've got to check your ego at the door, both of these men, and say, we've got to figure this together because we're tied together. We have to.
Is that with the quarterbacks coach? Is that a position where you think, so if they do a Declan Doyle, is that where they can bring in would an older established guy come in just to be is it more appealing just to come in and be the quarterback whisperer coach?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know who takes it. The problem, there's an inherent problem in this job, right? And Kevin knows it better than anybody. You got a coach that is on a hot seat, right? Like, you don't know what's going to happen to him. You have a guy like Statland who doesn't even report to the coach. He reports to the front office because he predates the coach. So that you have him in there, and he's the run game coordinator. So then you're having off OC, a new OC with all his own beliefs come into the mix. And then you got if you go to a veteran quarterback coach that really knows quarterbacks, like, what's he going to say? Does he want it? Do I want to come in? Forget Jalen. It's like, I got an OC, I got a head coach, comes from the offensive side of the ball, and I got Statland. Like, where do I fit in, and how do I, do I have job security?
Yes, that's it. Do I have job security, and can I trust somebody? Do I want to go to a place, especially a young OC, where then I could be labeled from here on out, right? I mean, poor Brian Johnson, I thought was just caught in the middle of a hell of a lot, right?
Yeah, I liked him in Florida. I did.
So did I. And then he had to go rehab like at Washington to kind of get like, I have to gain some respectability now in these small circles again. Look at Patullo. Like, it actually mirrors where this team is. The 2 years they go to the Super Bowl, those guys get head coaches. They get head coaching jobs. The 2 times that happened, those guys, good luck in finding another job, right? And then reestablishing yourself. So for an OC, to your point, where's my security? Where's my trust here? Especially if potentially this is a 1-year thing between the quarterback and the head coach and trying to figure this out. that will hang over this team. This hey, we have not figured it out. We don't have a whiz kid that wants this job, and then you throw in a veteran quarterbacks coach. He doesn't know what's going on, and then maybe he's overpowering the new coach, the OC. The dynamic is really just, it's all over the place. And the instability, there's no, hey, we are a linear line and everybody's lockstep on that line, right? That's the problem.
So let me ask you a question. This is the way it's going to be because you have a GM front office team, right? Like, we know that Howie and Jeffrey will call the shots. And they've been great at, like, they've won 2 Super Bowls with this formula. When they had Andy, they handed the keys, Jeffrey handed the keys to Chip Kelly. He hit a wall. It was horrible. They then took it over, and they won. And they won twice. The only thing is, you may just have to cycle through coaches because any of your big-name coaches or your wonderkins are going to want more control.
More power. And that power experience was a disaster with Chip Kelly. And they never want to go through that ever again. And honestly, you bring up a great point. Lurie and Howie's approach, it's hard to argue. 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl wins, and nailing drafts. One after another.
2 coaches, 2 quarterbacks.
Yep. And hitting on the whether it's the offseason free agents, like we've seen through the years, like the Chris Longs, the trade with Blunt, getting Ajayi, and then also Zach Bond in the offseason, and then you're nailing draft pick after draft pick. They've done a great job. The one thing that I really admire, I got to say about Howie Roseman, and he deserves it, Howie learns from his mistakes. He owns up to it and says, all right, this wasn't right. I'm going to course correct. I'll take it on the chin and I'll find a way. Like, he took it on the chin with Doug and Carson. They were like, we're going to just press the whole reset button, still find some value with Carson Wentz. Then missing out on Jalen Reagor, missing out on a couple of other picks like Dillard, and saying, all right, we're going to figure this out. I'm going now with the SEC, right? I'm going to adjust how I approach things, and he has nailed it. So I admire him with that there's a certain thing that, hey, I'm sorry, I messed up, I'll get it right. And he does get it right. They've got to get this right more than anything else.
But
and I think people forget,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think people also forget that Doug Peterson wasn't their first, second, third, or fourth choice. Nick Sirianni wasn't their first, second, third, or fourth choice. They found these guys after many big names are like, we're good. We're good. And that's what's going on right now with the OC. We're good. We're not dealing with it.
No, you're right. I mean, they got turned down 8 times before they turned to Sirianni. Right? You know the story, going to Jeffrey's house in Florida, and he's got a pair of shorts, that's it. Got no, he's got no binder. Every coach comes in with a binder, a PowerPoint, the whole thing. Nick just came in with himself, right? Like,
that checks out.
like, here's the thing. It maybe it's like it doesn't really. I'm not saying the coach is irrelevant, but if you get a guy and you get some people around them, it's a GM team, and then you cycle through them, and so what?
And you know what the NFL, like the Eagles' philosophy in the NFL is like? It's like when you watch Major League Baseball right now.
Yeah.
The GMs run everything. You can make a case, I don't think in Philadelphia, but you can make a case with many other franchises. This is what we're doing. This is our philosophy. This is what the numbers say. We're going with that. Like, if you look at a lot of baseball teams, the manager is more like the overseer and the guy that has to manage the egos.
Yes.
And it's not about strategy.
You're so right. So are you getting hit with the big snowstorm?
Yeah, man. We're probably going to get I've seen projections of 15 to 20 inches. So
yeah, that's us. I didn't know how north, but I figured you guys were. So what are your plans? Like, what does the Negandi family do in the snow? Say you're going to be snowbound for 3 days.
Oh, well. So we got Saturday, we've got, and I think it comes Sunday morning. So Saturday, we've got 2 basketball games, baseball, 2 baseball practices, and tennis. And we're going to get all that out of the way. Then Sunday, all the games will be canceled and all that. So I'm watching the NFC and the AFC championship game. I am having a whole bunch of hottie toddies, and I am going to enjoy all day Sunday. Now, Monday, we're going to have off. I already told the kids, hey, man, pay attention to your teacher. They're going to give you an assignment. And I don't want to hear that, oh, Dad, I left my book at school. I don't want to hear that crap. So, like, listen to what they're going to tell you today, because Monday you're not going to have school. I know it. And I don't want to hear it's in the locker room. In the locker. I don't want to hear that.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
I love the voice
I would
you use for your
imagine we're
kid.
going to have off on Monday. I'll probably go outside, build a snowman with the youngest because she's the greatest in the world. Throw the kids down a hill a couple times because the boys deserve it. Pelt them with snowballs and build like a fortress to nail them all. And probably have 1 or 2 of the boys cry because one of them tackles the other one and has to go in and go get their mom. And then the fight happens. Then I have to tackle the 13-year-old for hitting his 11-year-old brother in the face with a snowball. Like, I'm already predicting all that. Then I got to drive into work. And because guess what? Sports happen no matter what, wherever you're at. So I'll do Sports Center on Monday night. And you know what? That'll be my refuge. I'll be like, hey, babe, I got to go. Good luck.
Now, will you stay on campus? Because if it's bad, will you?
No, I'll come home because I'm close enough to drive. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of like the challenge of driving. Like, I kind of like, this will be a little fun going back and forth. And
plus, up there, they do a better job on the roads they do back home here.
yeah, and I'll stay on the main roads all the way through. They've given us hotel options, but I can't in good faith stay in a hotel room when I'm 20 minutes away. I'll come home. I'll make sure I come home, especially with all my travel. You know, we had snow this past weekend, and I was in Miami for the national championship, and boy, that didn't go over well. It's just somehow, some way, whenever I leave, there's a storm, and my wife, who's a Floridian, hates my guts. So I have to make sure I can't stay at a hotel 20 minutes away. I've got to come home.
You're a good man. You're a good dad. You're a good husband, and you're a good friend. We love you, buddy. Be careful.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Right, enjoy tomorrow.
Stay safe for you guys, too, as well, the entire area. You guys, be smart. Don't be a knucklehead like me. All right? Stay indoors.
See you,
See
brother.
guys.
The great Kevin Negandi. All right, let's take care of some business. And then we got our Rothman doctors. And then we got Baldi.
Nice.
And then we got Sue. And then we got TV Todd.
Oh, perfect.
All right?
It doesn't get better.
Nice Friday. Let's talk about Parks Casino, our casino of choice. We love Parks Casino. Girls' night out, guys' night out, date night, Parks Casino, all the great restaurants, all the table games and slots and sportsbook and poker room. They got it all. And the Excite Center with all the great acts. Just announced, Parks Casino welcomes back the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo, VG's cousin.
It's Aunt Terry.
June 6th, Teresa Caputo. That's right. The Long Island medium. And funny man Wayne Brady, July 18th. They got big time acts. All right. Tracy Morgan's there. They got it all. Tickets are available at these headliners at parkscasino.com. You got all kinds of stuff, man, going on. January 31st, the night of Southern and Classic Rock, the Marshall Tucker Band, Jefferson Starship. They got it all, man. How about the Parks Country Music Fest to February 28th? Check it out, man. And again, all the comedy and everything else, the wallflowers, parkscasino.com to buy tickets. Got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everybody's got their favorite hard tea, but have you ever turned the can over to read what's inside it? You can't. You know why? Because they don't tell you. They don't want you to know. They're hiding what's inside the can. Crooked Tea, totally different. Crooked Tea, they don't hide it. They brag about it. You know why? because Crooked Tea brews real USDA organic tea for real flavor, and it's got 0 sugar. There's no fake junk hiding behind the label. What you see, that's what you drink. Next time you're at the store, try it. Try it if you don't believe me. Flip the can over. If you can't find the ingredients, you know what you do? You put it back on the shelf, and then you grab a Crooked Tea. 0 sugar, real tea, and it's fully transparent. You know it, Philly. Real recognizes real. So why drink the fake stuff? Crooked Tea. The only thing better? The strip sack in the Super Bowl. Visit crookedtea.com to find a store near you.
All right. Hey, then welcome back. Every other Friday, we love to visit with our Rothman doctors, right? You want to talk about keeping us in motion. You want to talk about doing God's work. The Rothman doctors have a team for every body part. And I love it because we get to talk about sports and talk about the injuries, and I learn a lot. And I've always been interested in the body and when it comes to sports and maximizing it. So joining us right now, he's terrific, all right? He is a great ankle man. How about that, VG?
Ankles are important.
Right?
Bad ankles, no good.
Yeah, Dr. Greg Kerwin joins us. Doc, good morning.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
What do you say,
Good to
pal?
be here.
You getting ready for the storm?
Oh, yeah. I got to stop at Wawa for the eggs, milk, and bread on the way home.
I love it. I love it. Now, what is an incredible doctor, a great ankle man like you, what does he do in a snowstorm, like with your family?
Well, this weekend, I'm actually crazy enough to be going up to the Catskill Mountains to get some skiing in. So we're going to leave tomorrow, try to beat the storm. And I heard we're going to get about 1.5 feet up there on Sunday.
Wow.
So I had this plan for a little while, and we're going to try to ride it out. So I live down here, down the shore now. So I'm going to come home to who knows what.
Oh, my God. That's going to be amazing. Oh,
I hope we
God.
get home. I don't know. But we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's great. Now, you'll ski all morning and afternoon. Will you watch the championship games? After?
Oh, yeah. Man, that might be a good time to take a break, come in and,
perfect.
Sip some warm beverages and sit by the fire.
Little hot toddy,
watch
watching the games.
Yeah.
Can't beat that, brother.
I think the weather, the temp's supposed to be like 3 degrees of a high. So I think skiing for a couple hours will be fine.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, you be careful and have fun.
All right.
Real quick, because and listen, I know that you're not treating Bo Nix, all right?
Correct,
But let's talk about it because he's the story of the weekend. The fact that Bo Nix can't play, he suffered a fracture in his ankle. So what determines whether or not you need surgery like that? When that injury, which nobody even knew, like it's the second to last play of the game, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, he's out.
Right. Yeah. So like you said, I'm not treating Bo, but basically, I guess the controversy was, when did he exactly break his ankle, right? Because he was still in the game, and coach said second to last play, which was a kneel down. So, but it just goes to show you that ankle fractures, like other fractures in the body, there's a lot of variability. Some we can even treat non-operatively without surgery, and other ones are, as soon as we see patients, clearly need surgery, but. The ankle joint, it's made up by 3 bones. And if you actually feel your ankle, you feel 2 big bony knobs down there. And those are the bones that usually are involved in what we, are talking about a classic ankle fracture. There's a 3rd bone called the talus, which is pretty much in a thing by itself. But we're really talking about that shin bone, the tibia, or the fibula, which is the bone on the outside of the ankle. And even when patients and players get hurt, there can be a lot of variability. Like Bo Nix, he stayed in the game. He could walk off the field. A couple months ago, you had our buddy Dr. Pedowitz on, talked about another ankle injury, and that player's getting carted off the field. So the main thing about the ankle fractures is like the number of bones involved, that tibia and fibula, the location of the fracture. And other things like, how much did the bones move? Because we can only accept a little bit of movement or shift in these bones only up to about 2 millimeters.
Mm.
So that's not a lot. So if these bones shift, and also, that talus bone, which is the bottom bone where the joint like dislocates or subluxes, is when that ankle bone moves out of the joint, that needs surgery too. So a lot of factors, a lot of variability there.
It reminds me, I don't know if you remember this. It was like 2002, I think it was. Donovan McNabb breaks his ankle and he finishes the game. He wound up throwing 4 touchdown passes against the Cardinals, and it was like, wow, like all of a sudden he had a fractured ankle, but played on it.
Right. Yeah, and that, I mean, again, that was a while ago. I do remember that, being a Philly guy, but that most likely was probably the outside bone, the fibula, which maybe was just moved a little bit. And it's surprising, that players can sometimes finish the game. They get an X-ray, and the outside bone, which is usually, if you have one bone fractured, that's going to be it. But once you fracture in 2 spots in the ankle, you automatically need surgery. So sometimes players, can finish a game and end up, finding out they need surgery after that X-ray.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. Wow, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
How does it long-term affect? Because you think about just the position, right? Like, so, planting, your stability, for a quarterback is everything.
Right. Yeah. So after a fracture, though, bone is the only tissue in the body that forms normal bone again. Like if you look at it years later, it looks normal, but you also have inevitably a lot of soft tissue injuries, ligament injuries, and another big factor is the cartilage in the ankle joint. Did that get damaged at the time of the injury? If a dislocation occurred, did you injure that cartilage? Because adults are not good at healing cartilage. Kids are a little bit better, a little bit more predictable, but after an ankle fracture, once those bones heal, it's really the soft tissue injuries that may usually limit a player, and those cartilage injuries that can cause long-term pain. And also in the early rehab, it's, getting that range of motion back, that strength, the atrophy that you get from usually needing to have a cast on or a boot on and be non-weight bearing. So, but yeah, it can affect, but it's mostly the soft tissue injuries that can cause some stiffness and stuff like that. So,
Doc, we appreciate it. Listen, be safe getting up there. Have a blast, man. Have a hot toddy for me, buddy.
yeah, thank you. All right, you guys too. Stay safe. Thanks for having me,
brother. Can't wait to get you next. Good job. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
There he is, Dr. Kerwin from Rothman. Rothman.com/PHLY. Get that pain fixed. Now, the man who alleviates all the pain.
He brings the pain.
Yeah, but he's the greatest. The one, the only, on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, Baldi.
Baldi. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldi. Oh, he likes pizza and football. Oh, Baldi.
Legend. Where you at, legend?
Good morning, cuz. I'm back from Orlando. I'm here in Fort Lauderdale. I announced that American Bowl last night, so I just got back and back in the saddle here, and gonna have a fairly relaxing Friday. I think it's nice down here. We're not part of the polar vortex that's hitting the rest of the country, so I'm very grateful right now, cuz.
Was it warm? What's it like?
Oh, it was great. It was unbelievable. We were at Southeastern University last night. We were on the NFL Network from 8. The game was 8 to 11.
Yeah.
But it was a great night for football.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, cuz, I prepare for these games pretty hard. I don't, there's 100 kids I don't know before you get started, but you got to get to know these kids, right? So you see them in the film room, you see them at practice, you're just passing in the hotel, whatever. You get to know these kids. And I sat in a lot of coaching sessions. Obviously the Eagles looking for offense coordinator, right? All this chatter about it. And so I was talking to Brian Billick, Mike Smith, Mike Nolan, former head coaches, John Fox, all these guys that are out there coaching. And they're telling me how bad the coaching is. Like, you would think that all these guys can coach, and they're telling me the coaching is awful, Baldi. These are head coaches that are higher staff. And now these staffs are 24, 25, 26 coaches. So anyways, long story, I'm in the defensive back meeting, right? And there's this guy, I don't think he'd mind if I dropped his name, Corey Chamlin. I learned more about defensive back play in 1 hour from this guy than I've learned from anybody else.
Really?
He can't get in, right? But the guy can communicate. He's visual. He really knows how to talk to the kids. He doesn't talk down to them.
Right.
Encourage. But the techniques, like I was asking him, you go back and watch last weekend, right? So Buffalo has those two terrible defensive illegal defensive pass interference penalties. And it really changed the game, right? And I'm like, why do these guys panic, coach? Why do they panic with the ball in the air? So he's breaking it down, where the eye should be, bent elbow, like how not to push off. And I'm thinking to myself, and I think I know a great deal about the game until you start getting into the nuances and how detailed it can get to help these guys. And we just go, get a coordinator that can fix Jalen. Well, this stuff is the fits and some of the bad coaching and some of the fits aren't right. And it's just like so many different things that have to click for these players to improve, and player development is what it's all about.
I'm so with you. I was having this conversation. I was ironically out with some coaches the other night, and I was having this conversation. It was interesting. Let's just take the Eagles offense. Okay. So you have you have Sirianni. So even if Sirianni's over in the closet or whatever, away from it all, you got Stoutland. Stoutland reports to the front office. He doesn't report to Sirianni. He predates Sirianni. He's the run game coordinator, and the O-line coach, right? So now you get all right, now you bring your OC in. Well, who's your quarterback coach? Because if you want to get the OC's vision for the offense, say it's the kid Declan Doyle, right? Who's the Ben Johnson guy, right? So that means you're so much more under center. So who's the quarterback coach that's going to come in and say, hey, Jalen, your 3-step drops right now are 2.5 steps. That can't be. We need to have your 3-step drops on point, right? Your 5-step drops on point. We need to know when you're under center what you're doing, your ball handling, your play. You need someone to really help Jalen transition to the under center that under center thing.
Well, if you go back to the first Super Bowl, with Nick Foles, that was Carson Wentz, and John DeFilippo was the quarterback coach. He's the son of former Villanova. But John told me, how hard you had to coach Carson. Otherwise, he's always been the biggest, strongest. He was a cyborg. And he was. I'm not saying he was uncoachable, but he told him after his rookie year, if you want to be great, this is what you got to do. And these quarterback coaches are really important. Even I remember Peyton and Eli. They would go back. David Cutcliffe was their coaches.
Yeah.
Cutcliffe was Eli's head coach at Ole Miss, and he was Peyton's offensive coordinator at Tennessee. They would go, and David was the head coach at Duke for a long time.
Yeah.
But they would go back, literally, cuz. Now, this is Peyton and Eli, all right? You got the Manning camp, all this stuff, right? They would go back and spend a week with Cutcliffe and just review fundamentals, watch tape. It could be how they're extending the ball on play action, whatever it was. They went back and did a week review together every year with Cutcliffe, just to sharpen and keep their fundamentals sharp. And we don't even pay attention to quarterback coaches. But if you don't have a good one, your quarterback is probably look at how bad C.J. Stroud looked the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a guy that we totally respect coming into this, how well he played. The opening play of the game, they had a rollout, and he had the tight end Schultz in the flat, and he bounced it off the turf.
Yeah.
it's me and you can complete that pass.
Yes.
So something's not right there.
Yes.
You know, and just panicking in the pocket. And so we go back to the Eagles here. And I think there's so much we're always trying to fix it, right? I mean, we're just outsiders. We don't really know, but we're just trying to, like, we got to do this. We got to put them under center, play action, all the things that we were told from Petullo. But, like, where do you start with fixing this offense? The run game stunk. The play action pass game really didn't work. The receivers seemed ticked off. Like, there was no flow or rhythm for 4 quarters in any game. Little pieces at a time, it looked good. But pieces. But never where you felt like they could just line up and just, you know, execute. So where if you're looking for a new coordinator, where do you even start? Like, what is Nick's vision? What does he want to be? Like, I remember talking to Shane Steichen. I know I'm all over the place here, Coach, but I remember talking to Shane the year that they went to the Super Bowl and lost, and training camp that year. Like, what's this going to look like, Shane? He goes, honestly, Baldi, our offense line is great. We got a really good receiving core. Our backs catch the ball well. Like, we could be a lot of different things. We can morph week to week. So even when he said that made me believe that we could game plan against certain opponents, that it's going to be, and it was good. Jalen was good. He ran the ball really well. They had good runs. And so this whole search is like, where does it even start? And what are you looking for?
Yeah, and the problem, one of the problems they have is Sirianni's a huge issue because, you know, all right, like people say, well, you got to just forget that he comes from the offensive side of the ball. All right, well, then you got to tell him that he's got to stay out of it, right? Like, because he didn't have answers on the 4th down play when Petullo was a little frozen and they didn't really know what to run. And, you know, like, there's been a lot. He couldn't fix it all year. The pass game's been broken really for 2 years. So he can't fix. So he's got to stay out of it. So now you go, all right, well, get an OC in here to fix it. All right, well, is Brian Dable want to come in here knowing that, I don't know what the head coach is going to happen to him? All right, you know, what? No, he says no. McDaniel wants nothing to do with it. Cliff wants nothing to do with it. Cliff's going to go to Baltimore. Like, these are big-time guys that go, there's too much instability between the coach and, you know, you have the quarterback issues, but really it's the coach and his future, right? Like, and what his involvement is. Like, can you work with the guy? And because you don't want to work for the guy, can you work with the guy?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a roadblock or if it's an open, you know, I don't know how the dynamics are going to work, cuz I really don't. You might know a whole lot better than me. I don't try to stick my nose in Novacare over there.
No, but it's just a dynamic. Like, we're talking about the dynamic.
No, but if you just mentioned Dable, Kingsbury, McDaniel, like, are these guys all looking for another job? And this is a launching pad? Because the last thing they need is a coach to come here for another year and leave. You know, I mean, they had a great coach. Maybe they should have hired Kellen Moore, you know, like in hindsight. But that would have been ridiculous. I mean, it'd been hard. Win a Super Bowl and, you know, change.
Well,
like
I think that there's optics there that they are concerned with, like with Sirianni. Like, you moved out Doug, right? And then you're going to wind up, if this thing doesn't go well, you're going to wind up having to move out Nick. And I don't think they want to be known as guys that cycle through guys, even if you win the Super Bowl. But it's a GM team, right? It's a GM front office team.
I'm curious because, like, I've heard in 2 different places, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I know, like, in Baltimore, when Steve Bisciotti spoke last week, he was saying that Lamar wants to be involved. You know, they asked Steve, you know, like, does he have any say? He goes, yeah, I welcome all of his input. He's got no power, though. You know, then I hear that maybe Josh wants to be involved in Buffalo. And so then you would say, does Jalen want to be involved in the process? Part of me says that's a good thing, and part of me says that's a bad thing. Like, I feel like the coaches should coach and the players should play. Like, but I remember Troy Aikman, I think, got involved one year in Dallas about a particular player, and it really didn't work out. You know, a particular tight end. It didn't really work out. Like I don't know what the right dynamics. I don't think people are going to Kyle Shanahan and saying, I don't think Fred Warner is saying, Kyle, I want to be in there when you hire your defensive coordinator. Like I don't like I don't come from that era where the players said, this is what I want, this is what I
Right.
need. I don't really relate to that too good.
I know. It's interesting because it didn't work out with Brian. Brian and Jalen were very close, Brian Johnson, and it didn't work out. But I do think Jalen has to feel comfortable
totally
with the OC, right? So, like if I'm hiring the OC, I want Jalen and the OC like to really go in a room together and have Jalen ask questions and see if there could be a fit, because ultimately it's got to be some sort of a collab where, listen, he's played a lot of football. He's been through too many OCs, right? You're going to need, and then you're also going to need that quarterback coach to come in. So the shame is a guy like Nussmeier, who I love, and Nuss, it was a great quarterback coach. He would be a great OC. I think he'd be a great head coach. But you need to have that mix in, and the quarterback's got to buy in.
Yeah. I don't know. There's part of me that when I watched New England play, just the optics.
Yeah.
There's a young Drake May, and he's sitting next to Josh McDaniels, and they're going through everything together. And Andy was like that with Mahomes very early in his career. Like Spags or whoever, Bob, whatever is Bob Sutton. Like he ran the defense. Andy's over there sitting with his quarterback. Part of me loves to see that. Loves to see the interaction with, the video, the play calling, getting ready for the next series, and you're talking things through. I see some guys go sit on a bench and they look completely detached from what's going on. And I always think it's got to be a constant collaboration throughout.
Yep.
Like I would say one thing that Doug Peterson did, and just going back to when I did a film session with him, I went back and listened to a lot of his wires. And it was really interesting. Like I know Doug had some shortcomings, but he also was a great collaborator. He would take input from
they love him. They love working with him. Yeah.
And so everybody felt like they were contributing.
Yes.
To literally series to series.
Yes.
And it was a real strength of Doug to be able to take all that information and spit out the play.
I agree.
And I don't know that, and then you have guys like Mike Holmgren, who was a great coach and great coordinator, and there was a halo around him and nobody could get around him. He was too volatile. So I don't know if there's one right way or wrong way, but I do know that the quarterback's got to really dig what they're doing.
Yes.
He's got to really like what they've got going on. And really, because this play calling thing is constantly evolving. This chess match this Sunday between Mike McDonald, right, and Sean McVay, like this defense is the best defense. This offense is the best offense. And both guys are really good at what they do. And they're very familiar with one another. So how many new wrinkles does one side throw at the other side? Or do you just say, we're good at what we do, we just have to execute it? And then you got a Stafford who's seen it all, right? And can make every throw and throw with to elite receivers. Like it should be an unbelievable showdown.
I can't wait. You talk about a rubber match, and both games were completely different. Puka went for 225, right? In the last one without Devontae Adams.
Without Devontae.
Against that secondary, which is unbelievable, right? Against that defense. Were you surprised? The only thing I was surprised, and by the way, we are in overtime, OT in the city. That's right. So if you're watching on any of our streaming platforms, make sure you go to YouTube, like and subscribe. It really helps us out, so we appreciate it. Baldi, when McVay in overtime, there's two things that I got to get off my chest about overtime, but specifically to McVay, who's a genius, right? But he ran the ball 3 times in that first drive in overtime. I don't. When you have Stafford, the one nitpick I would have with McVay is he tends to get conservative at times when I think he's got to go in attack mode.
You're probably not wrong. I mean, it was, the Bears were not a good run defense. Kyron Williams did have a good day. I don't know if he just saw something with the way that they were playing and where they lined up their secondary, and if they were checks by Stafford or if it were
Yeah.
play calls. It's hard to actually know. But I did think, like 3 and out like that, and to give the ball back to Chicago, like, with a chance, I didn't think that was you could go home on those 3 plays.
I know. I want to live and die with Stafford, right? Like, listen, I love Kyron Williams. I like my run game, but I'm going to live and die with Stafford. The other thing I don't understand, and I've seen it throughout these playoffs, is deferring when you get the kick, when you win the toss in overtime. Like, this isn't college. So to me, I get, hey, I want to know what I need to answer with. But if the game extends to a third possession, that should be my possession. Like, that's why I want the ball, and I don't want to defer. Like, yeah, I want to score a touchdown either way. So what is it like? It's not college where I need to know and I can answer, and I'm guaranteed another possession if the other team
I think
scores.
I mean, without getting too simple here, cause I think a lot of it is, how's your defense playing? Is your defense not playing well, or are they playing well? And you feel like you can get a stop and get the ball back and go win it. That would be part of it. Field position, can be really important if you could get the stop. So I think some of it is that somehow your offense is playing, but I would want the ball. I would want the ball to start every overtime.
Yeah.
So I've actually seen some games this year in the opening kick where instead of deferring, where you get the ball to start the third quarter, where you might be able to finish the first half and then, overlap that with get the ball in the third quarter.
Double.
So, yeah. So, I mean, but I've seen teams not defer and take the ball to start the game. So, I think some of it is just a coach's preference.
What do you see in the other game, which is fascinating? I could see Stidham having a day. Like, I could see Peyton having Stidham ready.
Well, I do too. But, I've made this comparison since we know that Stidham is going, a little bit to what Nick Foles did. And, when Nick took over for Carson, the first game they played was on Christmas against the Raiders.
Right.
And he was awful. He was bad. He was not good. And then the next game they played was against the Cowboys to finish the season. And he wasn't good. I think they pulled him at halftime. And so then it really, if you remember, and I know you do, there was a lot of consternation about Nick Foles going to the playoffs against the Falcons. And if you remember, like if Matt Ryan hits Julio Jones in the end zone, the Eagles lose. They never make the run. And Nick was okay that game, but then he was excellent against Minnesota, and he was awesome in the Super Bowl. So if you just take like that, that particular run, the thing that Jarrett Stidham is going to have to do, no matter how Sean coaches this game, is he's going to have to make some throws. He's going to have to convert some third downs. He's going to have to, like that throw from Drake May to Stephon Diggs in the end zone.
Yeah.
An unreal throw. It was a great catch. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that wouldn't make the throw. Bracket coverage, it's very congested in there. If the ball's got to be, and Stiggs makes a great catch. And Kayshon Boutte to put the game away, the one-handed catch in the end zone is a dime. Great catch, great throw. Like, Drake didn't play great, but he made some really good throws to win the game. Like, Stidham's going to have to make some throws. Now, he's done it. Like, that game that he did with the Raiders against the 49ers was awesome. And that's why Sean Payton signed him. He saw that game, watched him, and go, this is a kid that Art Briles recruited at Baylor. He was the number 1 ranked quarterback in the country coming out of Stephenville High School in Texas. And, Art Briles' thing blew up after his first year when he transferred. But, this was a highly, highly recruited, decorated high school. I know it's 10 years ago, but it is that he does have talent. And they are going to have to make some throws against the 4th-ranked defense in football. Milton Williams is playing great. The secondary is awesome. Marcus Jones, Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez. I mean, there's a talented secondary. He's going to have, you can run the ball, you can play defense, you can kick field goals, but you're going to have to make throws in this game. And if he can make them, there's a reason why they're underdogs at home. But if he can make them, they can win the game.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, man. it's great for us. We're going to get buried with snow and can just nestle in and watch two good football games.
What is the latest, cuz? Just give me, like, I know it's all over the news, but what are you hearing? Is it just going to be ice and nonstop snow Sunday, Monday?
Yeah. I mean, they're talking anywhere from a foot of snow in the city with some ice on top of it.
Yeah,
it's
stick around for a while.
Yeah, you better stay in Florida.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to Senior Bowl.
You want a forecast right now?
Yeah,
from a pro.
Who's coming up? Sue.
So we have Sue? So listen.
Yeah, I want to hear Sue.
The great.
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear it from an expert
from Fox 29.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to listen to this, guys.
The true forecast. So let's get the three. Can we do three, Jules? This is great because I love working with Sue Serio. She is the greatest. There's no one more happy in the morning. Like you see her and Baldi, she's just lovely. Like if I had one word to describe Sue Serio, it's lovely. She's got the greatest disposition. She's a gem.
Got bust stop buddy.
Oh yeah. She's the greatest. I love working with her. So we got her. Hi,
I think
Sue.
so.
Good morning, Sue.
Oh no, Sue, you're muted.
No, she's okay.
How do we fix that? Here's the problem.
Yeah, we got you. Oh no. Here we go.
Hi.
So we got you perfect. Say hello to Baldi, the great Brian Baldinger.
Morning, Sue.
Hi. I think we've met before.
I think so, Sue.
I think you've been into the famous Good Day Philadelphia show, just like Anthony has.
I see you. I see you dressed in your parka this morning, Sue.
Yes, I'm in the car. I'm driving, so I hope you don't mind. Everything's going to be canceled on Monday, so if you have an appointment, you have to change it to today. Yeah. So that's what's going on. We're all getting our appointments done. We're going to the grocery store. It was 10 years ago today that we had 22 inches of snow in Philadelphia. Do you remember that storm, the storm of 2016?
Yes.
It was January 22nd and 23rd. So if we get one of these storms every 10 years, I'm okay with that. But any more often than that, I don't know. This has become a tough storm to forecast. But you kind of got it right there, Anthony, because we're going to get a lot of snow. The question is whether we're going to get that layer of ice on top of it toward the back end of the storm because of the position of where the storm is going to be. It is in Texas right now. Can you believe that? And we have a pretty decent prediction of what it's going to do once it gets here. Of course, things can change. It's still 48 hours away. But I would totally plan on double-digit snowfall total. Maybe a foot of snow, maybe a little bit more, especially if you're in, I would say, those northern and western counties, and you're up toward like the Lehigh Valley. Oh, forget about it. You're going to get a lot of snow. But
oh no, frozen. We got Sue we got ice. Sue's frozen.
We got it. Yeah, she got iced.
She got iced.
She started talking about the ice, and she got iced.
The parka wasn't enough.
Here she is. We got her back. You got ice. Sue, you got froze. So what is it? The temperatures rise? Is that it? Is that what's going to cause the ice?
Well, yeah, because the storm is supposed to be close to the coast. It's going to bring in some air off the ocean, which is slightly warmer than the air that we're going to be in when the storm hits. So if you get that ocean influence, that starts to change the precipitation as it comes in. It'll all be snow in the upper atmosphere, but as it comes down, it will change at the surface to sleet and freezing rain. In some places, I would say Philadelphia, south and east is the way it's looking at this point. But we'll probably see a few more wobbles of the placement of that storm before we get here. But I would say plan it for the worst and hope for the best, really.
So temps are going to dip right after. So next week it's all below freezing. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, it starts tonight. We have a cold weather advisory in effect for tonight. We are expecting wind chills below zero, even in the city. So this cold air will be in place. We'll have a cold day tomorrow, but it will be dry all day Saturday. This thing moves in really late. I would say maybe 2 a.m. On Sunday. Starts to get cranked up about mid-morning. Snow. And then I would say toward evening, if you're going to get a mix of sleet and freezing rain, that's probably when it would happen. And that's when you really don't want to be on the roads.
Yeah, so we could be buried for a couple days. Sounds like, Monday, Tuesday, be ready to be at home.
I would say so, which makes me laugh about people emptying the grocery store shelves. They think they're going to be, stuck in their home for 3 weeks, like the pioneer days, But I would say, these municipalities, they get the roads cleaned as quickly as they can. And even when we got the 22 inches 10 years ago, it was maybe a couple of days before we got out. So I would say, you don't need to clear off the grocery store shelves. Just hunker down and try to stay off the roads is the best advice, wouldn't you say?
Love it. Love it. Sue, we love you. You're the greatest. Good day, Philadelphia. You know how much I love working with you, coming on and seeing everybody. You guys are the best.
I'm so glad you asked me to be on. I'm glad we could finally, hook it up.
Well, I love you. How's Billy V doing?
Billy V is great. He really is. He's keeping busy. We all are. We're doing just fine. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Give him our love, okay? Tell him Baldi and I said hello.
I will. He'll be happy to hear that. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
and
Sue.
Stay safe and warm.
Thank you, Sue. Oh, that's the greatest. The great Sue Serio from Fox 29. Good day, Philadelphia. A real sweetheart. Baldi is in Florida. This is the greatest. We're going to get blasted with all this stuff. And Baldi will be on the beach tomorrow.
No, I'm going to be diving today. I'll be diving. There's lobsters right on this rock, right off my backyard.
You're going lobster diving?
Lobster season?
There's 3 of them underneath there right now. And I'm going to go just get the little poker stick, get them out, net them up. We're going to put them in a pot tonight.
Oh my God. Dude.
These poor lobsters don't even know.
You got to make.
They don't even know.
The lobster spaghetti. All right.
So is that like, do you do that in like Fra Diavolo sauce?
Yes.
Yes.
I had this in Puglia. All right.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's the seafood capital of the world.
All right. This dish, I'm going to actually give you step by step how to make it. It's really easy. Right.
All right. I don't know, cuz you
got. Give your girl. I want to see a picture of the lobster that you got with the spaghetti and the Fra Diavolo. You will go bananas, and I'm going to be jealous.
I'm supposed to leave to go to Mobile on Monday for the Senior Bowl. Be out there Tuesday, Wednesday. So I don't know if those flights. You can't just fly to Mobile. You got to go through Charlotte or something. We'll see. That's what I'm supposed to have.
Well, I'll let you know. You know what? The Eagles Jets going down. So if you need to get picked up, let me know.
Okay. All right, cuz.
Love
Enjoy
you,
the championship Sunday, guys.
Let's go. I'll be hitting you up during the games.
All right, buddy. You got it, man.
Pal. See you, brother.
See you guys.
The great Baldi.
These poor little lobsters hanging out with their family. He's already planning their demise. He knows where they are. He knows where they live. They're just enjoying their day. He's about to go kill them. Jam a spear through him, as he said.
I mean, that's nice. Can you imagine a nice lot like him going out? Could you imagine feeling the warmth of that? What I wouldn't. I feel right now to be able to feel like sun.
Yes.
Warm sun. I don't know what it is. I need it.
I
need some warm sun. Well, you're Dracula, but I need some
I need the heat.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. All right, so we're gonna be. We give you this is all good stuff for the snow, right? You got Baldi talking about football and the whole thing. Kevin, it's Sue. But what are we going to do? We're going to be stuck, and we need things to watch. All right? This is the perfect time. Now, our hero here in this story is our man, TV Todd. On the Xfinity
I bet you he's a waffle
calling.
He feels
Act like a man. You can't handle the truth.
It's time for TV time.
We have enjoyed many segments over the years that we've been doing this. Going back to radio, like we've been doing this a minute, right? This one may be the most important of them all. We're going to have days of being snowbound. So you, my brother, will tell us what to watch.
no pressure.
Oh my! I mean, I have an endless list. But you know what I was thinking is I was listening to Baldi and Sue. I was thinking about, what films feel snow and claustrophobic when you're home. Like, do you want to watch The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, or do you want to watch The Shining?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
How about
the kind
Revenant?
of stuff I like.
How about The Revenant?
The Revenant, even Black Phone 2, the new one that's streaming, is like in an icy situation. Yeah, I'm excited for that kind of stuff.
Black Phone 2 is out streaming?
Yeah, it just started streaming on I think Peacock. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's Peacock. So that's one to hunker down and watch.
So I love the first one. Massimo and I watched the first one. He's a big Black Phone fan.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan Hawke in that kind of movie. I mean, come on. So that's like a whole icy, there's like a lot of ice and snow in that one I heard. So, but The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing is where I really go. I go The Thing and I go The Shining because those two movies to me are like claustrophobic, major blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you want to crank a hot chocolate and watch.
Crack a hot chocolate, baby.
What about Fargo?
Fargo's great. That's a great one. Really good one.
Good
when
winter snow.
when they're like William H. Macy is walking across the parking lot and his car is like frozen and yes, good one.
Yeah, that is a great one. All right,
Every now and
so
then.
let's get organized in our thoughts. I got my pen out like I always do during this segment, so I can take notes. All right, let's go TV shows first.
TV shows. Okay, let's see what's going on right now. Well, first of all, in terms of TV shows, you got a couple juggernauts you can really get into this weekend. These are, either like Landman, for example, on Paramount, Billy Bob Thornton, season 2. That's a good show. I'm not a huge Taylor Sheridan fan, but I really like this series. It's just a lot of fun. Landman, all episodes are streaming on Paramount Plus. It's a number 1 series. It's been for a long time on Paramount. We talked about it last week. You got 1,000 Blows on Hulu.
Yeah, baby.
Because you can binge that sucker on Monday. And
That's my plans.
that.
That's my plans tomorrow. Like I want to do it tomorrow. 1,000 Blows. I already told Tam. We got to do
That's
it.
good. That's good. Listen, one of my favorite shows on television is back. It's 2 episodes have dropped. Industry on HBO Max.
Yes.
I love Industry. This season. It's so fast paced in terms of how it presents the financial maneuverings and strategies. I have to watch each episode twice, but it is really, really great. So there's that. There's a new series. Ryan Murphy, for your Ryan Murphy fans out there, American Horror Story fans. There's a new series he just dropped this week. I think the first 3 episodes are streaming on FX and Hulu. It's called The Beauty. And
I saw this. I saw about the pill that makes you beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, but the models are dropping dead and there's like a government conspiracy. To me, it's almost like continuing this theme we're now seeing in Hollywood, like that we saw with The Substance, the movie The Substance. Like, yeah, you can do these things to yourself. You could try to stay young, but ultimately, it's going to get you, and probably in a worse way. So it's like picture a Dorian Gray type stuff.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So if you're into that, I think the first 3 episodes are out there right now. And then the one that I'm going to watch, I'm curious to see what you think about this, VG, whether you're in or out on this one. But Judd Apatow just released a documentary series on HBO Max about Mel Brooks. It's a 2-parter. Yeah, it's a 2-parter called the 99-year-old man, a play on his 2000-year-old man bit from back in the day, and it's really a retrospective over 4 hours, 2 parts of Mel Brooks' career. And I mean, it's in such an extraordinary career, and I'm really excited to watch that one.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest people in Hollywood that ever lived. I think Mel Brooks.
He really is
really, really witty.
Really witty, and even to this day. Yeah, and even to this day, like I read a lot of stories where guys like Judd and, sort of more current content comedy creators, they consult with him, and he gives them great advice. So it's not like, this guy's 99. He's not out of touch at all. He gets the comedic pulse of the world. And I'm really excited about this one. So, like, even just the ones we just talked about, what a variety of shows. And we haven't even touched movies yet, but there's so much good content I mean, like Sue said, we laugh about it. We're not going to be stuck in the house for like a week, but, we're going to get a good couple days.
All right. Movies. So we got the Ben Affleck, we got the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, the Rip, like that's dropping today, right?
No, it was out. It came out last week. I really liked it. I thought
about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I thought it. You know what? I thought it was really well done. The true story is really fascinating, and I thought those guys did a really good job with it. I really enjoyed it, and it bums me out a little bit because that would have been a big theatrical film.
Yes.
And we're in a world right now where Ted Sarandon is going to have to testify in front of Congress as to whether or not, if Netflix takes over Warner Brothers, they're going to destroy theaters and theatrical releases. It's a little bit weird, but at the end of the day, I thought
real quick, stay on this for 1 second, because you're so right. I almost feel guilty. I mean, obviously with the kids and it's like craziness all the time, but that movie, I'd be like, all right, let's go. I get my wife and like look forward to it, man. Like, you're talking about it, and I miss those days of going there and my popcorn and my pretzel bites and just getting lost in that experience. It's so not the same watching it at home. I don't care. Now, you have a theater, but like, watching it at home, or I watch a lot of stuff on an iPad, to be honest with you. Like, the theatrical, I miss going to the movies, man.
Yeah, it's not the same. You know this, cuz like I forced myself to go. Like I got one of those passes, those like all you can watch Regal passes. And like this week I went to the theater and I saw arguably not only my favorite film of the year, but my favorite performance. That if there's not an Oscar coming out of this performance, I give up on the stupid Oscars at some point. But I went to see The Bone Temple 28 years later, The Bone Temple. And let me tell you something. Not only is that an amazing movie, but Ralph Fiennes, if he doesn't win an Oscar or nominated for an Oscar for that performance, I don't know what to tell you. But I said I got pretzel bites, cuz I got pretzel bites, and here's my move. I got pretzel bites and a small popcorn.
Exactly. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
You do pretzel bites?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the hot keys. I love it. I love it. With a small popcorn. Dude, me and my wife would share it. I love that.
Do you heavy butter on the popcorn?
Not heavy, but I like some.
Do you do a soda?
She likes the Coke. I do a water because I need the popcorn and the cheese, the pretzel bites. I need the water. I need a water. I like a water.
A lot going on over here.
Yeah, he likes the water. She likes the Coke.
Isn't it a lot to handle? Like the pretzel bites, is that a lot to manage in your lap?
No. You get the popcorn on the thing, and you get we share the pretzel bites.
The cheese dip built into the pretzel bite container, the holder?
Yeah, thing to thing.
The thing to thing?
Yeah, it's got a little container for it, but VG.
All right.
Pretzel bites an awesome item. It's TV time.
I'm a traditionalist. It's popcorn. Popcorn and like.
We are doing popcorn.
Yeah, that's it though. You don't have to bring soft pretzels and wings. People got nachos.
It's not a nacho or a wing. It's just a pretzel and cheese.
Yeah, it's too much. Let's go popcorn.
Pretzel bites are solid, man. They're even showing up at pretzel bites are now showing up at Xfinity, for games.
Yes.
I'm now seeing pretzel bites at a bunch of stands.
See that?
That's different. It's at a ball game. They got nachos at a ball game. There's things you could do, but the movie.
But they've been around forever, the pretzel bites in the movies.
No, you get some nice.
You're Mr. King Waffle.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't own the waffles, Todd. I owed the waffle this morning.
Who doesn't like a good waffle, Todd?
I like a waffle.
Right. You're a reasonable. He's a reasonable man.
No, he won't like it. I like a waffle.
He likes a waffle. He's not cracking on waffles.
About a waffle, a frozen waffle at that.
Delicious.
Not even a real waffle.
Yeah, listen, if push comes to shove, I prefer a pancake.
Again, you got pancaked again.
Nah, but the pancake doesn't hold the syrup. It's got the little grooves in the waffle, little pockets.
You got pancaked again, cuz. That's twice you got pancaked. You and Mr. Waffle.
Pancake.
It's not even, look, the best waffles are waffle fry. It's not even in the same food group.
Listen, when you go to the movies, you get like dots and popcorn. That's it. You keep it old school and be traditional. You don't need to have all this other stuff going on.
You don't do dots, do you?
You go to Cherry Hill. I go to the Cherry Hill Theater. There's a whole like a 2-page menu.
Stop with the dot. Anyway, so I've done how it was great. It was great. I want to say it. This story looks awesome.
Well, it is so good and so well done. And listen, Ray Fiennes played the same character, and 28 years later didn't get an Oscar nom. Should have, but this performance in this one blew me away. So I highly recommend. Listen, you get out on Saturday, you'll be able to see it, but. Listen, that's the thing. Like, who knows the future of theatrical? So get out there and see these movies while you can. But listen, there's a lot of great movies streaming right now.
So what other ones? I got my pen out. What other streaming movies?
Well, here's a couple for you. I looked at the Oscar nominations, and I listen. I've told you before that Sinners, Begonia, One Battle After Another. These are amazing movies, and I'm not surprised they got all the Oscar nominations they got. But there was a film and an actor missing from this that I never thought I'd say this, but I'm going to say this on your show. I thought The Rock should have got a nomination for his performance in the movie The Smashing Machine. And
you said that before. Yeah,
I do. And it's a biopic based on Mark Kerr, an MMA fighter. I knew nothing about him going into this. The Rock was amazing. And The Smashing Machine was released today on HBO Max. So that's one.
I got to see that. I got to see that. Yeah.
It was great.
I remember when you saw it in the theater at the time, you went nuts over it.
Well, because, you think of The Rock a certain way, like, likable guys, kind of the same character in all his movies, incredible talent. Like, I won't deny that. But this performance was really spectacular. Like, it was a Safdie movie. It's really good. I was really happy it was released today.
Oh, that's cool. I'm in.
Hey, I'm looking at these nominations. Did you see F1? Is that really nomination worthy?
No, it's not. It's a very Brad Pitt formulaic, big theatrical kind of movie, even though it was released on Apple. No, to me, it's formula. I didn't. This is like a gratuitous nomination, in my opinion.
Okay.
Hey, I got one thing about One Battle. We struggled like early, it was like borderline ridiculous. The first 10 minutes, like the sexualizing of the, the protest violence.
Yeah.
And that piece of it, I just thought was so unnecessary.
Yeah, I could see that. A lot of people have told me it took them a little bit to get into it, but once you're into it, it's like a ride, man. Like you don't know where it's going, and the performances are amazing. Like Sean Penn, like come on, Sean Penn.
I know.
I mean,
I'm looking
incredible.
at the cast. I love DiCaprio, right? He's one of my favorites. But in full disclosure, we were 15 minutes in, and it was a scene where Sean Penn's in the car. And Tam looked at me and went, I'm out. Like, if you want to watch it, go ahead. She's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
well, listen, clearly it did great. People love it.
I know.
I've heard some people tell me too, they couldn't get into it. They weren't necessarily Paul Thomas Anderson fans or just weren't, invested in it and turned it off. But I think you stick with it. It's really fun. Yeah. And Benicio, I mean, it's really,
I know. I love Benicio del Toro. Again, now I would have stayed with it. If she would have stayed with it, I would have stayed with it. And I'll probably go back to it on my own. But I was just like, I just didn't need the sexualized part of that. Like, I just thought it was farcical. Like,
yeah, gratuitous. The Begonia, which I've been raving about, and is streaming on Hulu, got a Best Picture nomination.
You love that.
So love it. I love it. It's based on like a Korean movie. It's so good. I mean, it's so good. I really loved it. But also streaming, this weekend, VG. I think you really like this movie, or were at least interested in seeing it. The documentary Secret Mall Apartment is now streaming.
Wow.
Yeah, now streaming on Netflix. And that's a really good story about this group of teens. Well, no, they were young adults, but they secretly lived in a mall for 4 years, and they
told us that
documented
story when they were making it.
Exactly. And
dude, it's a crazy story.
It's a crazy story.
Where was the mall at?
Secret Mall Apartment.
Is it like a New England area?
Yeah, it was like it was in Rhode Island, and it was this it was Providence. It was in Providence, and I think it was in like the early 2000s, and they lived there for 4 years, and then they got caught and they were charged with trespassing like 4 years, like in 2007 or something like that. But they filmed their whole experience, how they snuck in, how they built this. It's really fun.
Yeah, I want to watch it because I remember the story.
Yeah,
we talked about it on the air.
It was like an art project, for them, but it's really cool. So that's out this weekend. For some people who haven't seen it, the Springsteen movie "Deliver Me from Nowhere" starts streaming today. Yeah. So that's going to do well. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that great.
I'm out on that one.
Yeah, what's interesting about that movie is I think if it had been presented as not Springsteen and just some, musician and a story about a musician, I think I would have enjoyed it more, because I wasn't really buying him as Springsteen. Like it took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. I just had no interest from Jump.
Yeah. There's a movie I do want to talk about quickly because it's not getting a lot of love, and I think it's worth a watch. I didn't even know it was a Ron Howard movie, but it's the movie called Eden. We talked about it very briefly last week. Jude Law, Sydney Sweeney.
I'm a big Jude Law fan.
Yeah, it's super interesting. It's again, I was shocked that it was Ron Howard. I didn't even know this. But Ana de Armas is in it, Vanessa Kirby. It's really good. It was a Toronto Film Festival film, and it's a true story. It's based on a true story. Back in the 30s, there was a bunch of people who left Germany in like 1931 because of fascism, and they tried to form a new community on Galapagos Islands. And it becomes like
And they meet the Philly fanatic.
It becomes almost like not Lord of the Flies, but how the community is kind of like dealing with each other as neighbors and trying to take over sort of the rule of the land. It's really super interesting. I'm about halfway through, and I really like it.
Oh, I'm in on that. I'm a big Jude Law fan. That's a great story.
Yeah, and like, I didn't know Ron Howard directed it. I mean, come on.
I love projects like I'm down on that.
I'm so anti Ron Howard. I don't know. He's corny. No, he's not a corny.
As a director?
Yeah.
I don't think
he's
so.
a great director. Really great.
Out on that dude.
Really?
Yeah. What was good?
I loved him as an actor.
Da Vinci Code? He's fine as an actor. He's great. Never as good as Richie Cunningham. He excelled at Richie Cunningham.
I love Richie Cunningham and American Graffiti. He was great.
Yeah,
in
he was
American
good at American Graffiti. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's Eden. Yeah, I mean, listen, you can look back at a career like him and you can point to a few that you didn't love, but I mean,
point to a few I might have liked.
One of the greatest directors of our generation.
You're so weird, but you like waffles. What?
He's like porridge. As far as breakfast meals go, he's like Ron Howard's like a porridge. It's like, it's all right.
It's good.
Do you not like Apollo 13?
It's just corny, big. It's like I don't know.
God, it's not
big
like
budget, corny. I don't know.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, what? But you watched what's your reality show?
Oh, me and Todd talking about it. Members only, Palm Beach.
Oh God. That's just so VG says you gotta watch this, dude. So my wife and I turned it on. Like the first step, I mean, these are the most vapid, maybe unwatchable people on the planet.
100% agree. The worst.
Awful.
The worst.
Awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, I liked Eaton. That's good. I'm in on that one too.
Yeah, give that a watch. And don't listen, I should have said it, but like don't forget my two shows that are out there right now. Suddenly Amish and Curious Case on HBO Max. So thanks for everybody watching those. I got a couple of your listeners reaching out about those.
How's the Curious Case? How's it doing?
Great. So this week was really interesting. So we're, HBO Max is like we're up against major scripted series. So in the top 10, you got like The Pit, you got Euphoria's back, in the top 10. You got Industry. It goes on and on. Big scripted series, right? And so there's very few slots left for shows like ours, unscripted shows. This week we cracked the top 10 with Curious Case, and I loved it because we were right in front of Industry, which is one of my favorite shows.
Congratulations.
And then, thank you. And then this one really surprised me. Yesterday, Suddenly Amish hit the top 10, which was great.
He's on fire.
Yeah.
On fire.
Double. So yeah, they dip in and out, but that shows you people are watching them. So I love it.
Yeah, way to go,
Todd. Great job, brother. Proud.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Yes. Hey, before we leave, we can't not talk pucks. Thank God the other night was a nice win. And tonight, we only have to face the mighty Avalanche, who have lost, 5 times the whole season?
Well, they're due.
They're a minus 335 against the Flyers, so take the Flyers.
I agree, VG, because this is the most Flyers thing in the world, right? Like we go into Vegas, everyone had us out in Vegas. We win in Vegas 2-1, right? And then if Garden and Hathaway would have just shot the puck,
just shoot.
Oh my God!
But come on, I'm an optimist, right? We have 3 points on this road trip right now.
Yes.
Everyone counted us out on this road trip.
Oh yeah.
If we could get a point tonight, 4 points on this road trip. Hey, I'm good with 3 points on the road trip. But tonight we got nothing to lose. Let's just leave it out there. Maybe Vladar is back. I don't know.
I'm praying. I'm praying because I mean, that's your biggest problem. Like Kolosov is unplayable, and you're just taxing Ersan. He can't be playing that many games. You know, it's tough, man. Vladar has to be back.
He does. But listen, we're at a really interesting stretch between now and the Olympic break, right? I mean, I'm thinking of Danny and Jonesy every day. Like they're going to be in that position where they're going to say, "What are we doing? Are we adding? Are we selling? Like what? We're in that bubble." So it's going to be interesting.
But don't you like I was texting with Jonesy. Like, don't you have to look at it like whatever I acquire or do, it's got to be good for the next 2 years, like 2 seasons, like not just this season, but next season, and maybe even going forward. Like you're in that realm. You're not in, hey, I'm all in now. It's I got to straddle it. So whatever I do has got to improve me for next year.
That's absolutely correct. I mean, we knew going into this season we were going to be a bubble team. An extremely successful season for this year would be making the round of the playoffs and getting these guys experience and getting the veterans back to the playoffs. That would be an incredibly successful result for this season, in my opinion. But the reality of it is we may not make it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and I know Danny and Jonesy are staying focused on the rebuild and next year the cap relief and all that kind of stuff. We just can't lose our mind here. So far, this has been a fun season. The Flyers are in most games. We're on the bubble. They could crack the playoffs. So I feel, this is exactly what I expected.
Yes, me too. Just enjoy them.
Exactly.
I'm with you. My brother, we love you, buddy. Great stuff. Be safe out there, all right, when you get
Thanks,
buried.
guys. You too. You too. Enjoy the storm.
Thanks, buddy. The great TV Todd. All right, let's end with a back in the day.
Yes, let's do it.
You got to go on for us today?
It's an interesting one, I think.
Yeah?
Relevant to the weekend of football.
Waffles?
Nope. But Joe G in the chat said he's never had a bad waffle. I agree.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like a freezer burn waffle?
They're not freezer burned.
The waffle, I don't get like, listen, and it's not horrible.
No, I was just saying, like,
but it's not
multiple
like
people brought. It's just odd that multiple people brought waffles
Again,
up in a snowstorm.
Waffles and ice cream.
You can't have ice cream in a blizzard.
Well, yeah, but it's not waffle
I wanted to
food.
tell you, I made a note of this. Did you realize this was like the highlight of the week?
What?
Baldi talking to you. And he says, I know I'm all over the place, coach. I mean, cuz. Did you notice that? He called you coach by accident. He thinks of you in the same stratosphere as a coach. That should be a good moment for you.
It was.
I was like, I got to write that down.
You know what's funny? I caught that.
Yes. I was like,
listen, Freud, there's no
right.
Like, how it comes out,
right?
What he really means.
Yes.
Yeah, like I believe me, it was not long.
No, I was like, I got to make a note of this. It's a big deal.
My, my little minuscule existence.
Mm-hmm.
That
was a moment.
Really helped me. Yeah. It made me,
Yeah.
And it came after we were talking about, the proper quarterback coach for Jalen and the things they have to work on, having your dropbacks, everything in order, and it slipped.
I was proud of you. I felt proud
Thank
to
you,
be your friend when he said that.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
He played basketball at USC in 1964.
Dick Hammer.
Yes. He played volleyball for the Olympics.
He's a marble man.
He played volleyball for the Olympics in 1964 Tokyo.
The Hammer.
He's Dick Hammer, and he happens to be Sam Darnold's grandfather.
Wait a second. Sam Darnold's grandfather?
On his mom's
Dick
side.
Hammer?
Yes.
What?
In the 70s, he was the marble man. He did not smoke, actually, either. They just used him. But yeah, that's...
Dude, that's a great pull. That makes me like Sam Darnold a lot.
Oh, yeah. He's a marble man.
Dick Hammer was his grandfather? Pop Dick?
Yeah. Pop Dick.
The bar, look at this. Coming out of that. That's awesome. awesome, man. That's a great story.
He's a real grizzled look to him.
Yeah, he does. You got the, he's the Marlboro man.
Yes.
Do you ever see? There was a great movie. I love this movie. Thank You for Smoking.
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, dude, if you want a show to watch, Jules, you ever see it? Wasn't it? It's a great. It's so. He's like. It's like. What is he? It's like an ad agency. Oh, he's a what you call for the tobacco industry.
Oh, I did like a lobbyist.
Yes,
yes,
he's a
yes,
lobbyist
yes.
for the tobacco industry.
Yes,
it's
That's
a
a good
great
film, yes.
movie. Who's in it? I forget. I love them too. Aaron Eckhart. Very. Who else? And Rob Lowe. Right.
Oh, I like Rob Lowe.
Yes, so do I. It's a great movie. You know, like the whole thing was, smoking's evil, right? Like, so they're trying to get the tobacco industry and the Marlboro. They go see the Marlboro man.
Is that Sam Elliott?
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. It's a great movie. Great little movie. Fun. It's a good little movie. Anyway, that's going to do for us. Jules, once again, happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Jules.
We love you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Cat. Thanks, Chat. Thanks for the week. Guys, listen, be careful, all right? Have fun. And we'll see you Monday from our houses. So I'm already warning you, the dogs are going to go nuts, right?
We need to do a short of the pre-production stress of Anthony trying to get his camera and microphone and everything working.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have Moss record you if he's up that early.
Yeah, no, he won't be. Yeah. Thanks, Jules. We'll handle it. All right, everybody. We love you. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
We all silly like the mayor.